Hi, Fluffy. Thank you for the resub. Has it only been a year? Dear God. Hi, y'all. Hello, hello. Hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone's ready. I have made tea. We're ready to up our game to Prosecutor's Gambit, the game that never released into America until now. Or anywhere outside of Japan, I think. Regardless, not important. Damn. Okay. Rika can do. Words hard. Words very hard. How speak? Same timer. We'll use same timer. Close enough. Fluffy coming in with pain immediately. Good start to Ace Attorney 2. Turnabout trigger. Now, how does the game begin? Apparently 2, supposedly better than 1. We'll see. We'll make judgment later. Making final approach. Land on Gord something. Listen to crowd. Welcome, Zhang Fa. Welcome, President. Now, audience awaits. President dead? President going to die. Dogged, beloved nation thanks Prosecutor's Office of Great Country. Gun. Have heartfelt gratitude. Friends, do not forget. Battle against evil rages on. Here, today. Words, words, words. Crush wicked with righteous. Bam. Screaming, screaming, blood. Get Miles Edgeworth right away. Why? Call detective. Call detectives. Call police. Call Secret Service. Fearbog? Fearbog more cow-like. President more lion. Gourd Lake, spectator area. News must be halfway around the world already. Hi, Gumshoe. After all, not every day attempt is made on the life of a nation's president. Miles Edgeworth is Miles Edgeworth. Miles Edgeworth works as a prosecutor. Hold on. Voice. Hi, Rin. Thank Rin for a resub. Thank. Edgeworth came as soon as Edgeworth got call. Moment phone rang, Edgeworth knew was serious. Mr. Edgeworth! Gumshoe must keep high voice. Very funny. Thank goodness Edgeworth here! Dick Gumshoe, detective with local precinct. Gumshoe usually assigned to Edgeworth cases. How is President, detective?
you still don't know, Edgeworth? Medics just boarded plane a few minutes ago.
Edgeworth sees. Edgeworth hope President's all right. Well, then Edgeworth suppose Gumshoe'd better show Edgeworth scene of crime instead.
Right away!
Hey! Person said hey! Yeah! Edgeworth! Ruffles! Prosecutor. Steel Samurai? Steel Samurai on right side? I did it. I'm fine. I can talk again proper. Hurts every time. Every time I feel like my brain cells are like on vacation. Who's that? You're the prosecutor in charge of this here case, ain't ya? Wanna give me your first impressions? Anything strike y'all as odd? No comment. Detective Gumshoe with me. You're gonna be important to this game, aren't you? Come on now, Mr. Prosecutor, don't be like that.
Mr. Edgeworth, wait for me!
I know, Detective, only the facts of the case, in as much detail as you can give me. Okay, actually, no, he does look a little bit like a Fearbog in this one. Like, just a little bit. He's not cow-like enough in the face, but, like, I can see it with the hair. You were so confused for a second. Blame Fluffy. Hashtag blame Fluffy. Always blame Fluffy.
Well, the scene is right here at Gorth Lake, as you already know. Also, look at this picture of the president. Dude's got abs! Holy shit, my dude. Also, the timer is up for the cursing as well. Trust me. But, like, it's a little bit of show muscle. He doesn't have enough, like, energy on him. So, like, he looks real strong, but he doesn't have enough. But, you know, he's probably gonna say, ow!
Naughty Biscuit. Naughty Biscuit. Everyone loves you. Even if you were bitey and you hurt me earlier, we still love you. He's a naughty baby.
A bunch of people were gathered to welcome the president of Shangfa. You know, that place that we talked about in the first game a lot, because that's where Agent Lang was from, and he'll probably make a reappearance in this game? You know, the old wolf?
I don't know if he's really much for lording over anyone. Dijun Wang. Wang? Wang. Yes, I read about his visit. It's been all over the news for days now. Thank you, Ren. I appreciate it. Thank you for the hype train. Wait, no. Where did the hype train finish, or is it going now? What happened? Level 2 complete. Thank you.
It was raining until just before he landed. Luckily, it let up, and he went on stage as planned.
Exactly, that's why I'm not sure. Or it might be a third pronunciation, I don't know.
And then, smack dab in the middle of his speech, bang! A gun goes off and everybody runs for cover, terrified for their lives. Apparently.
Apparently?
The truth is, I only just showed up myself. I don't know a whole lot more than you do, sir.
You were summoned on short notice as well?
Sure was. Right in the middle of my day off! I'm so pissed off, I'm gonna play this recorder over here. Don't let them tell you it's a flute. I mean, a flute, definitely not a recorder. Look at me, I'm playing it because everything's great.
I was at the office, taking advantage of the piece.
Give me results!
What was his name? Was he Sarge? Or was... No, because it was... I remember Rico, Private, and Kowalski. What the fuck was his name? Captain? No. What the fuck was was the leader's name? Skipper. Thank you. That makes sense. I was like, I feel like it's a nautical... It's some sort of term. It's some sort of, like, rank or term or something for, like, whatever. Skipper works. That's correct. Thank you. God, that hurt me for a second. I was at the office, taking advantage of the peace and quiet to prepare for my next case.
Then the boss himself calls you to the scene. Never a dull moment, huh, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's synonymous with Captain-ish. Yeah, something along those lines. I don't know nautical stuff. The boss?
Yeah, chief prosecutor was right here in the park. Saw the whole thing. First chance he got, he yelled at the top of his lungs, "Get me Edgeworth right away! He's the only man for the job!" Something like that. Don't ask me why a prosecutor is calling another prosecutor, like, to be a detective. I guess you're a better detective than literally every detective in the precinct. And also apparently the Secret Service guys, but I guess they're more bodyguards than detectives. Oh god, the horny turtle's back! Oh no! Don't look at him, maybe he'll go away. Don't make eye contact! Whatever you do, don't make eye contact! Oh god, I'm making eye contact!
I see.
Oh, they cordoned the perimeter of the park off as soon as it happened. You'll be happy to know. But yeah, also they definitely called in a prosecutor to do a detective's job because you're better than all the detectives.
So our would-be assassin is still here somewhere? Good. Unless they fired from an extremely long distance with a sniper rifle.
Now all you gotta do is find him in the middle of that crowd before they strike again.
That one person's real jittery. You're right, we don't know what else our culprit might be planning. These people are in danger. I mean, here's the thing. It would probably be better if that wasn't the sticker. If the sticker wasn't in that position. In that pose. Already? Alright, sure. Why not? Edgeworth, I'm here to help. Don't ask what the well, don't. This is my uniform, obviously. I always wear this when I go out detecting. See, I've even got the big. I've even got the big bow, like where you have your ruffles. Your whatchamacallit. Your cravat. That's the word. It's like, I know the word. I know the word.
I search every inch of the crime scene for clues, no matter how insignificant they may seem.
Precisely. Thank you, I do enjoy it quite a lot. The president was shot at, which means a gun was involved. That's our first clue. Alright, duly noted. Detective Gumshoe, how exactly was the security detail surrounding the president's speech organized?
Well, sir, officers were mainly focused on securing the perimeter of the park. The president's people took charge of the rest. He has his own team of bodyguards. See those guys over there? Maybe we should ask them a few questions. They've all got bald head and the same beard and mustache. Do you think he just picks them up from the clone store? Or is it like a bodyguards or us type of situation? Or does he force them all to get that hairstyle? Or maybe these two are just twins and I'm being rude.
If I want to talk with them, I'll need to walk over and press A. I'll need to walk over and press A. Can I help you? You're one of the president's bodyguards, correct? Could you tell me how a security detail was arranged during the speech? 2 of our senior operatives were attached to the president. The rest secured the stage. And this isn't our first rodeo. That's right. We're voiced by Patrick Warburton. Anything suspicious on that ground and we would have spotted it right away. I see. So the president's security was tightly orchestrated for the duration of his speech. The amount of times, especially when I first got Biscuit, that I would accidentally end up in doing that is too many. Despite the fact that I don't get Meow Mix. It's expensive. As if I escape further, we should speak with other witnesses and continue to look over the crime scene. We can't afford to leave any stone unturned. So that's how y'all go about it, huh? Sure is something seeing the pros at work. Can you share a little about what happens to that information once you got a hold of it? Bystanders. This one seems persistent, but I can't afford to get distracted. Hey, Ruffles! I asked you a question, dang it. What happens next?
Well, we put all the information together and try to find the connections, right, sir?
Detective! I don't be so hard on the poor guy. So, connections, you say? And what next? Congratulations, I'm gonna be your sidekick for the rest of this game? Forget about the Adagrasu girl. Don't worry, I'll take her spot.
guess you'd say we connect the dots, connect one piece of information to another. It's Mr. Edgeworth's forte. He's a logic master.
Oh, perhaps on the other side, I'm just gonna be someone who pops up in every single goddamn case pestering you. I can view what information I have with L, and then connect them with X. I should try it now. Just a quick press of L, and we'll be off down the path of logic. Eureka! No, I'm Rika. Despite the president's tight security, the perpetrator still managed to carry out their attack, completely undetected by a contingent of highly trained bodyguards, no less. No mean feat. This would have taken some serious planning. In other words, the assassination attempt was almost certainly premeditated. I feel like most assassination attempts of a major political figure are, except for the one of Archduke Ferdinand. That's one of the rare instances where it's like, technically it was planned, but also do y'all know the story of Archduke Ferdinand? And the start of World War I? It's kind of stupid. You do? I'm gonna say it anyways. Long story short, this group of people was like, let's kill him on his way through. Okay, we missed our chance here. Okay, we missed our chance here. Okay, we missed our chance here. You know what? We missed our chances. Let's just call it a day. One of the guys like, I'm gonna go get a sandwich. Oh, that's a good shit. Holy shit, it's the Archduke. Gun. Bam. Done. It's fucking. I don't want to make light of it because A, person died, and B, that led to, you know, World War I. But it's still one of those moments of like, what the fuck? History's weird. Anyways.
That's the stuff, Mr. Edgeworth. The old logic never fails, huh?
Indeed. All we need to do is find the right clues, then make the right connections between them. Make the wrong connections, however, and we'll only wind up further from the truth. Which means I must make well-reasoned connections if I intend to draw logical conclusions. The only one sending out penalties here is me at myself.
Let's get this investigation started. Time to examine anything that looks suspicious.
So I need to walk up to them and press the A button. If I wish to speak with a detective, I should use X. But don't worry, I won't actually need to talk to him because I'm a genius. No.
No surprises you, sir, but there's no mistaking it.
It's the Steel Samurai. The Steel Samurai, warrior of Neo-Old Tokyo. It's a popular TV show. Old, young, it doesn't matter. It truly has something for everyone.
Beats me why they had a Steel Samurai balloon at a welcome party for a foreign president.
It's a little odd, although now that I think about it, what better hero to represent our nation? Look, if I've learned anything from Ace Attorney, and especially the investigation games, dear God, do people love the Steel Samurai. They will find any chance they can to shoehorn him into anywhere. I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. Okay, oh, what about this? There's a bullet hole in the flag! It's the flag of Zhang Fa. The key motif is a blazing red phoenix. Wait, what's this?
Something the matter, sir?
You don't see it, detective. Something unusual about this flag. Compare it with the one on the other side of the stage, if you will.
Oh, that's a beauty right there! Just look at it flapping in the wind. It's immaculate!
Exactly, which how a flag should look. And yet here we see quite a different picture. One thing in particular stands out, don't you think?
Right, of course, is it? God, I give up. Come on, spill the beans already, Mr. Edgeworth!
You can lead a horse to water. I'll just have to move the cursor to the problematic spot and highlight the difference. The bullet hole! Look closely. Do you see the hole?
Whoa, look at that! You're right, sir!
And note the burn marks around the edges. That's a bullet hole, there's no mistaking it.
A bullet hole? So you're saying a bullet went through this flag? You're saying a bullet made this?
I don't know how to make the fried shrimp joke.
Breaks your heart, don't it?
It does. What a villainy could have befallen him.
Witnesses, he popped right about when the gun went off. In other words, the bullet probably went through the Steel Samurai. I wouldn't be surprised if the fucking culprit, the murderer, or the attempted murderer, The assassin was inside the balloon. How he got in there, nobody knows.
What's strongest is that the bullet struck the balloon.
That, or at the very least, it just grazed it. Pierced, grazed, whatever. Regardless, that thing's going pop! Pop, pop, pop! Looks like we had a case of cold-blooded samurai murder on our hands.
This is sacrilege. I won't rest until the culprit has been apprehended. Detective, we cannot let this vile assassin escape. Apparently, we're more worried about the steel samurai balloon than we are about the president who... well, actually, the president's still alive. So, actually, I guess it's fine.
We won't, sir. You can count on it.
I think I've gathered enough information for the moment. Time to put the pieces together and see what we can figure out. There's a bullet hole in the flag, and it seems highly likely the balloon was popped by a bullet too.
Which means 2 shots were fired, right, sir?
Possibly even 3. The president was shot at as well, remember? Equally, the hole in the flag and the hole in the balloon could have been made by the same bullet. What we need to know is how many gunshots there were.
Investigation complete! We're the best, sir!
Yes, we've already wait, we're not done yet. Alright, on with the Ruffles! Ruffles! Elevate yourself now, huh? Care to share? Who exactly is she, and why does she keep shouting at us?
Rubbernecker, I guess. Seems pretty interested in the case.
Come on! Give me something here! We do need to speak with some witnesses to find out how many gunshots there were. Fine, let's see if she can tell us anything. There y'all are. Tabloid at your service. Ignore the fact that my name is Tabloid. And also ignore the bear trap on my backpack. That's for bears. I'm looking into the case for, well, just for me right now, but looking into the case. Miss Lloyd, was it? Miss Lloyd, there's something I'd like to ask you. Well, what you can tell me? Any exclusive details you want to share? How about the perp? Have they made any demands? What about them there ruffles? Where's a fella buy a cravat like that? Will you be quiet for a moment? I'll be asking the questions here. Dang, here I thought I could get me something juicy for my piece. I need to know about the shooting. Can you tell me how many gunshots you heard? Why, I most certainly cannot. I beg your pardon. I can't just be handing out leaves for free. That's my livelihood.
Oh, come on, don't hold out on us. We all gotta share sometimes.
Me? Hold out on you? Well, if y'all are gonna be like that, I'll be moving right along. Goodbye. Wait for what exactly, huh? Huh? If you ain't got nothing for me, I'm gone.
We're fresh out of moves here.
Lots of moves, I want to be so sure.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
Edgeworth, I need you to look over in that direction. Why, what's over there? A crowd of people, you moron. We can just ask them. As you know, Detective, I like to play a little chess. And what does one do in chess when an opponent adopts a defensive position? Why, the board offers a number of options, but some are more effective than others.
Sorry, sir, but this is all going way over my head, like a game of chess. Or checkers. Can we play Go Fish instead?
No matter how impenetrable an opponent's defense may seem, it can always be overcome.
Are you just going to ignore my request for Go Fish?
Watch and learn, Detective, as I shatter my opponent's resolve with the power of words.
Okay, fine, I guess I'll play later.
When attempting to draw out an entrenched opponent, one must employ certain tactics. Let us picture the board and see if we can anticipate our adversary's next move.
Uno requires too much strategy for me.
Okay, this is new. This is a new mechanic. Everyone say hello to the new mechanic. Hi, new mechanic. And now we must analyze the state of play. Y'all ain't getting nothing out of me. Not until you give me something in return. My opponent has dug herself in deep. Her defenses won't be easily broken. But I can't afford to try her patience by taking too long to plot my next move. In other words, I must be conscious not just of my strategy, but also the passing of time. That said, I can't afford to waste words either. In fact, it can pay dividends not to. If my opponent gets too agitated... You're fixing to ask me something, will you dang well ask it already? I may be able to gain a tactical advantage by calmly biding my time. Then, when I see a crack in my opponent's armor, I pounce. I should begin by finding out what it is that she does. Alright, time to make my opening gambit. Is this why the whole game is called Prosecutor's Gambit? Because we're just gonna be talking about chess the entire fucking time? Nice slap. Good timing. Mind chess! Commence! Why don't you begin by telling me about what it is that you do?
Sure, I could totally not do that. Think I don't know when to keep my mouth shut. That's my job!
Is it now? So you do something you won't or can't tell anybody about?
No, shut up. I ain't no lawbreaker, if that's what you're insinuating. I'm a law-abiding, everyday citizen, and you ain't got no reason to say otherwise.
Forgive me, I meant nothing by it. If it's something you can't tell me about, I imagine it must be very important work indeed.
Huh? Well, sure, I guess. At least the ways it will be once I bag my first big
motherfucker.
scoop. Hi, Delphi. Hello, hello. Welcome to This Girl's Definitely a Reporter.
I see. It's a scoop you're after. So you're a journalist, is that correct?
Dang. Sure, I'm your friendly neighborhood reporter. Definitely a Sylveon costume and nothing else. You know what? That's fine. We love it anyways. This is my Sylveon Gajinka right here. Ignore the fact that I'm still talking like this. It's gonna be consistent, alright? Hungriest cub on the beat.
That's the mystery of what she does for a living solved. Perhaps a hungry young cub has gathered information vital to the case. Let's make that our next line of inquiry.
I mean, I would hope so. Here's the thing. I done grew up in the South. I grew up in Nashville, Tennessee. Here's the problem, though. Nashville ain't exactly the hotbed of fucking Southern accents. It's a little, because it's a little bit more, what's the word I'm thinking of? Hodgepodge of places. So, you know, I don't... But also, my grandparents were mostly from Kentucky, and my other grandparents were from Alabama, so you know what? I did kind of spend some time around at least some accent. So, I think I picked up a thing or two. That being said, I don't really care for country music that much. It was never really my style. Grew up in Country Music City. Which is probably exactly why I don't like it. I'm pegged for a Yankee. I mean, I guess I'm not really surprised, but like, why?
With the opening moves concluded, the mid-game approaches.
Illinois? Curious why you thinking Illinois, but I feel like that's a little bit more difficult to pin down. You live on the northern part of New Zealand, so you done got that northern accent. I can't really do a Boston one. It doesn't do well for me.
What does she have to tell us? At the time of the incident, were you present at the scene of the crime?
Come on now, Ruffles. You ain't gonna give little old Tabby something first?
Absolutely not.
Then I ain't giving you nothing neither. You think I'm a sucker? Think again.
I was biding my time then.
Come on, it's my career we're talking about here. You gotta give me something. It's definitely more Yankee than Tennessee is. Because, like, technically the border of North and South is Kentucky. Everything north of that is the North. But to me, in my brain, Yankee is technically more Northeast. Yeah, but it's also still, like, it's Southern. Tennessee itself is Southern. But anyways,
sadly, the more you know, the more you might find yourself in danger.
I ain't scared. I'm pro. Takes more sound of a little gunfire to say phase me.
You may be a pro, as you put it, but I'd say you're still a little wet behind the ears. You say you heard gunfire, which proves you were here at the time of the crime. Therefore, you must have seen something. Double dang. I mean, yeah. I guess in my mind, yeah, Yankee is New England. You know, the New York, Maine, Rhode Island. What else is up there? Delaware, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania. Fine. I was here. I saw it. Came to report on the big speech, wound up reporting on shooting. Jersey, can't forget about. Everyone forgets about New Jersey. And you won't get no more out of me than that. I'm done with your tricks, Revels. She can report on the event. She must have made a record of some kind. Yeah, the Mason-Dixon line. A record I would very much like to get my hands on. There's quite a clue as to where to take the conversation next. You're a reporter, which means you must have been making a record of some kind. You got more questions? You gotta give me something first. That's the deal. And Connecticut. Also forgot about Connecticut. Real small. Real itty bitty. I'm not in the habit of making deals. Now tell me what I need to know. Sorry, Ruffles. Can't help ya. Time to deploy my clue. No self-respecting reporter would leave the house without a means of putting things on the record. So tell me, Sis Lloyd, where's yours? Of course I made a record. I told you I'm a pro. Dang, you with my shoes out running on around on this one. Which is why I'm not about to just hand it over to the first person who asks me. Oh, and New Hampshire. I forgot about all these. I am not just anyone, young lady. I am the prosecutor in charge of this case. Don't you young lady me. You ain't getting it, no matter how many times you ask. Yeah, Boston is the thing that makes Massachusetts memorable. I've been to Boston once. You understand, don't you, Ruffles? Ain't nothing personal. I understand that your job is a difficult one. You do? Well, ain't that sweet? Oh, well, bless your heart, darling. And in such a competitive field, you must sometimes doubt that you'll never succeed. No, I'll go plenty far, I'm sure of it. As long as I got my trusty tape recorder, I'll always be ready to nab you a scoop. That's true. Bernie Sanders is from Vermont. I don't remember what the libertarian town experiment thing is. Intriguing. A young reporter, hungry for success, so dedicated to her craft that to leave such an important event on recorder would be unthinkable. And indeed she did not. She committed the entire event to tape. Dang it! Oh, this is my scoop you're messing with, my big break! Fine, sure. I recorded the whole darn thing. It's all right here. You got me, okay? Check and mate. Look, how about we just play checkers instead? Look, I don't know if you know this, but every time I go down to Cracker Barrel with my family and we sit down, we play some big giant checkers while we're waiting for our table. You ever play giant checkers while in a rocking chair? It's a lot of fun. Real nice. Real good time. And everything went to shit. Wow. But yeah, no, seriously, if you ever make your way out to a Cracker Barrel, first of all, they got good food. They got good Southern food. Second of all, make sure that you sit in one of their rocking chairs and play checkers. They got giant checker pieces. They're fucking huge. Trash burning up, blackberries everywhere, and one woman actively. I'm so curious about how that happened. What do you mean Cracker Barrel has been gentrified? Hold on! I haven't been to one in a while. What happened to my old country store? What do you mean all the Cracker Barrel is gone? No. That can't be right. I just went to one a couple years ago. When was the last time I went to a Cracker Barrel? What's Cracker Barrel? Oh no, they got rid of the store? No, the store was so funny. Anyways, Cracker Barrel is basically imagine like an old country like store, but also has a restaurant attached to it that serves Southern food. And all the decorations, boo. Hi, Lady Bar. What's funny is when it's so plain now, boo. Like, I went several years ago when my brother and some of his friends from Hawaii came to visit, and we went to a Cracker Barrel, and all the people his friends from Hawaii had never had Southern food like that before. It was great. It was a great time. Downhill in quality, boo. I feel like I was also at a Cracker Barrel not that, like, again, a couple years ago, because I remember there's a Baby Shark situation. I saw a Baby Shark book. Here's something else, Ruffles. I was trying to be all strong and silent. You had me singing like a canary. Never mind that, now play us the tape. You should finally tell us how many shots were fired. Fine. You can hear it, but I got conditions. You played me like a fiddle, Ruffles. Only the Chief ever played me so good. So you gotta agree to be Chief number 2. And be mentored to a rising star, aka me. Chief number 2, huh? Kinda like a second parent? That's a big responsibility, sir. And one more thing. I want exclusive reporting rights for the first 24 hours. Come on, you gotta say yes. What kind of mentor wouldn't give his star pupil the exclusive, huh? She's a difficult woman to refuse, and I need to hear that recording. 24 hours is more than I can promise, but the story's yours until the case is solved. And the job of Chief number 2? I think not. You're no fun. But I guess the colonel can't have everything. All for the sake of the scoop, huh? Alright, you got yourself a deal. I got exclusive access starting right this second, Ruffles. Good, then our first order of business is to listen to that tape. Kashak. Honored friends and allies, I am here today to deliver you a message. The odious criminals that dogged my beloved nation are no more— Oh good, they got rid of the smuggling ring. The president's speech. The president passionately addresses the assembled crowd as he's trying to shake off the reports of his declining popularity by sheer force of will. And then there's me. Can't be a little live commentary to set the scene. The meeting is scheduled for just after his speech, correct? He seems pretty pleased to be able to put the whole Yatsugarasu situation behind him. As well he should be. It's a great day for all of us. Whose voices are these? Oh, there are these two old guys standing right in front of me. I were whispering away to each other the whole darn time. I know their voices from somewhere. Wait, the part where the gun goes off is right after this. The president thrusts his fist into the air as the excitement reaches fever pitch. The battle against evil rages on. Here today, I make you this solemn promise. We shall crush the wicked with the righteous hammer of justice! What the— Ha! Okay, so there were 2 gunshots. Got it. So, 2 shots were fired. Yep, and that tells us something? Something very important indeed. It allows us to deduce the trajectory of one of our bullets. Of the 2 shots fired, 1 hit the president. Did he die? Which means the other must have passed through both the flag and the balloon in that order. Which, as you can see, allows us to deduce the position of the shooter. The only possible place from which a bullet could have been fired through the flag and the balloon is— Frump. Frump. Oh, right over here. Yeah. Yes, there's no doubt about it. This is where our shooter was standing. You sure about that, Ruffles?
Watch your mouth, kid. Mr. Edgeworth's power of deduction never fails. He takes the evidence, puts it together, uses logic, and bam! Out comes the truth every time. Can't wait to hear the logic behind this one. Well, sir, how do you do it?
One moment, yes, I believe I made a mistake with my... It's alright, Ruffles. We all make mistakes. I picked the wrong spot. 2 bullets were fired. We know that for a fact. If we draw a straight line along the path of each bullet, our 2 lines should converge on a single point. The point where our culprit was standing. Except we technically don't have a line from which a bullet could have been fired through the flag and then into the balloon is... It would have been like somewhere over here, right?
Take that!
Drawing a line between the flag and the balloon gives us the trajectory of one of our bullets, and place our shooter on the left-hand side of the spectator area.
You're a genius, Mr. Edgeworth!
Detective Gumshoe, I'll need to examine the left side of the spectator area.
Roger that, sir! So, you need me to clear all those people out of the way, I guess?
I do. And what evidence remains to be found may already be deteriorating, so I'll need you to be quick about it.
Yes, sir!
Chief! Hey, I'm talking to you, Chief. I suppose you mean me, Miss Lloyd. I surely do. You gotta let me help out. This is my forte. I'm the best crowd herder you ever did see. I'll prod, pummel, and push them wherever you like. See, I was a bit of a sheep herder back home. A very kind offer, but I think a less hands-on approach might be preferable. I mean, yeah, yeah. Also, about this chief business, I am nobody's chief. At least not yet. Not until the Apollo Justice Games, then I'm chief prosecutor. But until then, I am not chief anything. Whatever you say, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Your wish is my command. Threw the flag into the president? That is a good thought. That is entirely possible. I somehow doubt that. I also don't know how he knows that it went from flag then into the balloon, but whatever. I guess it makes more sense that we go flag then balloon because it doesn't make sense for, whatchamacallit, for it to go balloon into flag because, I don't know.
Here you go, sir. It's all ready for you. Miss Lloyd has cleared everybody out just like that. You should have seen it, boss.
Oh, you ain't seen nothing. The chief, my other chief that is, she sends him running twice as quick. Please tell me your chief is Lotta Hart. That'd be really funny. She sounds like quite a formidable character. Perhaps you should go easier on the poor girl. Thank you, but you really shouldn't have. All that running around, your clothes are covered in mud. I'm going to pay for the cleaning. That's the least I can do. Huh? You need my jacket? Oh, don't you be worrying your pretty little head about that. It's reversible. All I gotta do is switch it around and alakazam, no more dirt. On the outside, perhaps, but you'd still have something of a problem with the inside.
We're ready to get back to the investigation whenever you are, sir.
The crowd has trampled the entire area. We'll be lucky to find any traces of our shooter at all. Oh God, why are you here? Why the fuck are you here? Why are you here? I guess you have no choice. You have to be here in the first episode of every single Ace Attorney game. You're legally obligated. Well, this is quite the situation, wouldn't you say, Mr. Edgeworth? Who is he again?
It's Payne, Mr. Edgeworth. Winston Payne. We work together at the prosecutor's office.
He's a prosecutor? What brings you to here today, Mr. Payne?
What indeed? Why, only the invitation of the chief prosecutor himself.
His voice. I recognize it from the tape recording. Was he one of the men who was standing in front of Miss Lloyd? And where is the chief prosecutor?
He had to leave, I'm afraid. He's a busy man. They let him, and only him, out through the cordon. Hey, y'all, what are the odds that the chief prosecutor is the assassin? He's the only person who's left.
So he had me summoned on short notice and then left before I even showed up. Rude.
It would explain a lot, actually. It would kind of explain a lot.
If it was the chief prosecutor and that's how we get the chief prosecutor's job,
He hasn't got to pick through trash yourself.
Prosecutors laugh ain't easy, huh? Detective Gumshoe.
Right away, sir.
A faithful detective scrabbles through the garbage as the prosecutor looks on, his hands unblemished.
Let's see now. Come to Papa, little treasures.
Is he enjoying himself?
Bingo! A popsicle stick! God, I love the jokes they put on those.
Detective!
Sorry, sir. Relevant what? I think we got something.
Good work, detective. Let's take a closer look, shall we? By examining a piece of evidence, blah blah blah, all angles, uncover, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, move it around, rotate.
And move it closer or further away, too.
I love the idea that Gumshoe's just holding it up to Edgeworth. Okay, the only thing of note... Oh. Hey, look, it's a gun! Ooh. Lead, rook, second knight. Wow, more chess jokes. References. Not jokes, I guess. This is a document of some kind. Less cover for lakeside now. Eyes on this area. Rook repositioned in light of knight's injury. Knight to immediately escort president to plane in case of emergency. Stay frosty. We know who might be in the audience. Interesting. Interesting. We know who might be in the audience.
What are we looking at here? Presidential security plan? It's a diagram of the president's security arrangements.
It shows how the president's bodyguards were positioned.
It even has his people's names on it. Rook and Knight.
So his bodyguards aren't natives of Zhangfa. I heard he uses some private security firm. But why not employ people from his own country?
I know why not.
Y'all want to hear a little tabloid exclusive? You really know something.
Sure I do.
I was over at their embassy not too long back, sniffing out a story. While I'm there, one of my sources tells me that the president's got more enemies than you got hairs on your head, including a bunch of bigwigs in the National Police Force. Interesting. So he's unable to trust his own domestic law enforcement. I wonder if one of these enemies could have been behind the attempt on his life.
But what was it doing dumped there in that bag?
You raise an interesting point. It's a document relating to a matter of national security. It would surely be highly classified.
Huh? Hey, there's something else in here. I feel like we should have seen this first.
My. Okay, question. If someone pulls out a gun, especially if they have to look down a scope before firing it, first of all, you're real close. Second of all, people are gonna see you take the time to aim. Like, unless you're just doing this thing where you're like holding it like right up to your face and you're like just like scrunching your arms right up in your face and you're, I don't know. Also, you probably don't want to scope on a pistol necessarily, because a scope works best when it's like up against, like, you can really only use a scope when it's up against your eye, but like a pistol recoil is not made to work that way. Like, unless, well, I mean, like, I guess if there's a big enough scope opening, then you can see it from a distance. Like, I think they do that a little bit in, like, professional sports shooting.
Sir, this bag, it's gotta belong to the...
Yes, it could well have been disposed of by a would-be assassin. The revolver. It would have taken a lot of nerve to dump it here amid all the chaos. Could this be the work of a professional?
That would explain the security plan, too!
I think we need to take a very close look at our latest find. Never mind, this is... I mean, well, actually, you just take the cap off. Let's see how many bullets were fired. 2! 2 spent bullets in the cylinder, matching the 2 gunshots we heard on the recording.
That proves it! This must be the weapon that was used!
Well, at least we know that. This part is called the grip. I've heard a few guns in my time, though they've never felt quite right in my hand. This one is no exception. Also, it doesn't have a serial code, it doesn't have a serial number, it doesn't have a make and model. It's gone, it's not here. Guns are supposed to have these things. Unless they've been scratched off, you know, illegally, that's... thing. How did you... Okay, that's fine. This is a laser sight. It can be lined
up with a target to make aiming a bit easier. If I press this here... Okay, so it's a red dot sight, and it's not an actual scope, it's a red dot. That makes more sense. It's just that, you know, before when we were looking at things, it looked like a scope. Yep, definitely a red laser.
Could the assassin have used a laser sight to target the president? Revolver,
that bag was a real find, huh? Just goes to show, the bag and the hands were two in the trash.
Nice work, Detective. Now, there's something else I'd like to ask of you, if you don't mind. I need you to take the bag and the gun to forensics and see if they can find any prints.
On it, sir!
Okay, what if I told you I've only seen one Terminator movie? And it's probably... You might be thinking... I think Kanan once guessed correctly what it was. Which one it was. Yeah, Salvation. I feel like that's the one a lot of people who haven't seen other Terminator movies have seen, because it was right around when it had the resurgence, or it was like a good set of fingerprints could really help this investigation along.
Got the results for you, sir. It was real fast.
That was quick.
You bet it was. Told the detective it was ultra super high priority, but they came up empty.
And I checked everywhere.
Inside and outside, top to the bottom, sir. They even took the bullets out of the gun and dusted them.
I should have known it wouldn't be that easy. Was it said exclusively during the I legitimately don't remember anything of. When did that movie come out? I literally don't remember anything about that movie. Other than the fact that I know I watched it. You're with one of the news channels. Yep. Can I help you? You must have footage of the event. Do you mind if I take a look? I wish I could help you, but that might be a little tricky.
And why is that, huh, pal? You got a problem with doing your civic duty or something?
2009. Wow. Oh, it's just that my camera was knocked over in all the panic. And now I can't get it to work. Footage would have helped immensely.
Just our luck.
What the? You look like you need a little help, Mr. Edgeworth. I know that voice. I don't. Kay! She's back! Why are you on top of the news van? Everyone wants that happen, right? Honestly, I leave you alone for 2 seconds. But don't worry, your hero's here to save the day. And that's right, the one, the only, Kay Faraday. Hero? Only you would give yourself a title like that. So you're not a great thief anymore? Not right now, but it's not like I quit. I'm just on sabbatical. Taking time out for intensive training. Being the second Yatagarasu doesn't come easy. Kay helped me out on a few occasions about 2 weeks ago while I was working at Kay. Are you fucking kidding me? It's only been 2 weeks? It's only been 2 weeks? For us, it's been about a month. The case of the Yatagarasu, a mysterious thief who seemed to appear and disappear at will, and who claimed only to steal the truth. She calls herself the second Yatagarasu, the successor to the so-called Great Thief. There's not a lock I can't open or a trap I can't escape. And when it comes to stealing, well, I'm still in training, but I'll get there soon enough. What are you doing here, Kay? What do you think I'm doing? I've been enjoying the festivities, of course. I suppose she did mention being fond of such things. And afterwards, I was thinking of dropping by your office to see you guys, but now I don't have to.
Good to see you, kiddo. You're as bright and breezy as ever.
Hey, Gummy, how you been? You're looking pretty full of beans yourself. It's okay. Are you really here to save the day? Yep. Prepare for your jaw to hit the floor. Your best pal in the world here only went and took pictures of the whole shebang. Did you now? Then you'd better show them to me. Wow, your jaw didn't even drop an inch. What's a girl got to do to impress you, huh?
I know, right? Mr. Prosecutor here is about as much fun as a dang toothache. Don't even let me call him Chief. Oh, but I'm forgetting my manners. Tabby Lloyd, ace reporter, at your service. Nice to meet you, Tabby. You're right, he's no fun at all. This one time you two can chat later. Okay, can I see those pictures? Pooh, fine here. J. Jonas Amoson, is that? Anyways. I took this one right when the gun went off. What's with the briefcases? Are they bulletproof shields, actually? It wouldn't surprise me. There was total chaos! People running everywhere! The president and his 2 bodyguards. The names on the security plan were Knight and Rook, I think? What's that? Thank you indeed, Kay. I think you've provided us with a vital clue. Wowee! Here I just lit up a pair of dang Christmas trees! Well, Mr. Edgeworth, can you tell the readers what you spotted? A contradiction. Huh? What now? I don't see nothing strange. Allow me to show you. This picture shows the moment of the incident, but another piece of evidence shows something different. I need to highlight the point of contradiction, and then employ my powers of deduction. First, to find the contradiction in the photograph. Okay, it's... Yes, this is it. So let me press X to make my deduction. Now, to present the evidence that proves the contradiction. That's clearly... Okay, I think I messed that one up. If you say so, I think there's a pretty clear contradiction. If I'm aiming from over here, the light should not be dead on his forehead. It should be like on his right temple. You don't see it. Something so obvious. It's a contradiction itself. Mr. Edgeworth, you know, if you made a mistake, you can just tell me, don't you? A mistake? I found no such thing. And I'll prove it to you. I've already located what's contradictory. Now I just need to find the correct evidence. Well, then which one? If it wasn't that... The king, the rook, and the knight. Knight to me. The revolver that's been shot, that was fired twice. I don't know which one he wants us to point out. Edgeworth, my dude. This isn't helpful. No, I think that's his face. I'm pretty sure that's the correct face. For a second, I was like, maybe it was a body double, maybe it was fake. I legitimately, I don't know what it wants. Okay, so it was this one. Look closely at the picture of the president in this. Alright, wait, hold on. Are you telling me the thing that you wanted me to point out was the fact that the red dot was there? Seriously? I hate you. I hate you so much. Look closely at the picture of the president in this newspaper clipping, Mr. Lloyd. And now look at Kay's photograph. Compare the two carefully. What am I looking for here? Well, I'll be. Indeed, there's something on the president's forehead. Something that wasn't there in the other picture. What is that? Some kind of birthmark? Yeah, guy's got a big red birthmark right in the middle of his forehead. I want Edgeworth to just slap a hand to his face and be like, I'm surrounded by idiots.
I highly doubt a birthmark just sprang up there since the other picture was taken.
Did you get bitten by a bug then, maybe?
Yeah, that's it. Alright, there's a big old bug bite. And here I thought it was something important. That look on your face. You should know that the road to the truth is paved with just such seemingly trivial. How is this seemingly trivial? Okay, I know why. By all accounts, this part could have happened before we found the gun. I know that. This could have happened. We could have done this first. We could have done this first, which is probably the clue that I needed to know what was up. Is we probably could have met Kay before we found the gun. But because we found the gun, I hate all of you. Oh, again with a face. Alright, duly noted, Chief. Logic, 100% logic is superpower in this world. And the only person who has it is the protagonist. Who's the protagonist? I don't know. It changes sometimes. The moment you're no longer the protagonist, you have no logic. Fucking God, I hate this. I have solved the mystery of the red birthmark.
Really? So it wasn't a bug bite?
No, what we're dealing with isn't something that would itch for a day and then disappear.
So it's a mosquito bite.
It is in fact the beam of a laser sight.
Oh, damn it. Well, at least it rhymed. Then our killer was aiming to shoot the president square in the forehead?
And shortly after this picture was taken, a second shot ran out.
Yeah, that's gonna do more than itch.
Indeed, I fear the president may be in even more danger than we thought. And that the gun we found was the weapon used in the crime.
Ooh.
Ooh, hello, Monica. How are you doing? Hello.
Why would the perp use a laser sight, though?
He's right. He's saying out like crazy using something like that. Pew, pew, pew. It's not like you can just go around shooting lasers all over the place. No, and anyone who saw it could trace it right back to the shooter.
Seems like a pretty bad idea all around.
Oh, well, I almost forgot. I took a couple more pictures. Maybe the laser sight's in one of them. It's a long shot, but it's worth a look, at least. Alright, Kay, let's see these other pictures. Yes, sir. Right away, sir. Let's see. First up, here's one I took just before everything started going south. This might be really used to us if half the frame wasn't taken up with your face. Hey, can you blame me for wanting to get a selfie with the president? Lucky for you, this was right before the gun went off. And this one I showed you before is from just after the first shot was fired. The second shot came just seconds after this. Then there's... What's this? I can hardly see anything. We're looking at flat ass.
Ooh.
I got knocked over when everyone started running right after that last picture. Ooh, woo. Hi, Maya. Thank you for the posture and the hydrate. Hello. You know what? I probably should ask this earlier. Are y'all excited that we're now back in Ace Attorney Thursday land? Are y'all excited? Are y'all happy? Are y'all ready for whatever stupidity comes our way over the next coming months? Guess I must have pressed the shutter by accident.
Not sure this one's gonna be much use, kid.
But maybe it will be. I think Maya's excited. Everyone's excited, that's always good. Okay, let's see if we can find anything interesting in this photo. I feel like I'm just mostly seeing ass. It's not even a good ass. Nothing at all. There's nothing in the center frame. It's just gone. It's just gone. It's not there. It's like looking in a mirror. And that's all of them. Time to take a closer look. Let's examine the picture from... Let's look at the one from before the shooting. Is there any hint of the laser sight here in this picture? Oh, hey, look! It's someone pointing straight at Winston Payne. It's almost as if they were ready to shoot him. I wish they had shot him. I kind of wish they had just shot him. There, I see it.
What is it, sir?
I look closely at the person with the red hood.
Whoa, there it is.
Indeed, that's our laser sight right there. But wait. Hold on. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. I know our killer. I know our killer. I know our killer. I've already figured it out. It's done. Got it. I figured it out. Case closed. Game over. I win. I'm the best attorney and investigator. Tabby Lloyd did it. How do I know? Well, first of all, her jacket's reversible. You can kind of see some red on the inside. I bet that's a red hood right there. Second, and more importantly, we already know for a goddamn fact that Winston Payne was right in front of her. A high-pitched gentleman and an older gentleman. Because they were right in front of Miss Lloyd while she was recording everything. However, she's not in this picture. I don't see her in this picture. I don't see her in this picture. Do you see a Miss Lloyd in this picture? No, I don't think so. Right where she should be is this person in a red hood with a little laser sight right in front.
So that's our perp! The one in the red hood must be...
The shooter, yes.
We found them, and all thanks to yours truly.
Indeed. You led us right to the greatest treasure of all, Miss Great Thief. The truth. You may have captured our would-be assassin in one of your other pictures, too. Let's take another look. Could be in another of our photographs from after the shooting.
I do remember seeing the red hood. The person with the red hood. They kind of stood out a little bit, but I didn't think anything of it until the first... Look! Right there!
A red jacket. That must be our suspect.
Looks like they took advantage of the confusion to make their getaway.
Luckily, we can see exactly where they were headed.
The samurai dog stand.
Precisely, which means they escaped towards the right-hand side of the spectator area. Detective Gumshoe.
On it, sir. Consider it cleared.
Good, I'm counting on you.
Notice how Tabby Lloyd has been very suspiciously, uncharacteristically quiet. Notice how she's been strangely nice. This is a nice CG.
We have you now, my little Red Riding Hood. The entire park is cordoned off and we know which way you went. And now it's simply a matter of hunting you down. Now, let us continue our investigation.
There's evidence here somewhere. All you have to do is find it. Oh good, the samurai dogs from the last episode are back.
I must scour the scene to inspect anything that catches my attention. What's this?
A red button! Hey, do you think?
Could have been dropped by a red-hooded suspect. Yes, it certainly seems likely. It's a flimsy-looking food stand made of plywood. And it sells samurai dogs.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, I've got $1.50 if, you know.
You're not actually suggesting I subsidize you eating on the job.
Oh, I didn't mean to. Maybe when we're done?
Fine. When we have finished investigating, you can have one. And only one. Understood?
Yes, sorry, sir. Sorry, sir, I never... Wait, did you say I could have one?
Yes. Why, something the matter?
No, it's just... I wasn't expecting you to... Thank you, sir!
The puddle reflects the clear blue sky. All that remains are the rain. All that remains are the rain.
You're a regular poet, sir.
Very funny, Detective. How would you describe it, then?
Let's see, a pool of water left behind after a real heavy downpour. Just like I get left behind after a real heavy dose of Mr. Edgeworth's logic.
I would say don't give up on your day job, but it seems you don't even have that down, Detective.
Are we doing poetry? I don't know. I'm not much of a poet. That was my brother.
It says samurai dogs. Now it's Sakura relish. Just in time for spring.
Sakura, huh? What does that taste like?
Well, Sakura is cherry blossom, so I guess maybe cherries?
But blossoms are blossoms and cherries are cherries, sir. They're totally different things.
Now I want some Sakura mochi. I want some mochi. But Alright, I suppose.
So what does Sakura really taste like? This is my kind of mystery.
Something of interest here. Is there anything else that we're missing? Are you missing anything? I don't think we're missing anything.
I dig, you dig, he dig, she dig, they dig. Not a good poem, but it's very deep.
That's pretty good. Thank you. I was wondering where that was going. Oh, it's the jacket. Thank you, Lady of Art. I was blind. There's something red down there. Detective Gumshoe, can you see what that is on this sand, please?
There's something down here, all right. Let's see.
Well, damn it. All right, there goes the reversible jacket idea. A red raincoat. This must be the one the suspect was wearing. They must have taken it off and hidden it under there before they made their escape. Yes, Biscuit? How can I help you, baby? Hi, baby darling. Hello, would you like to get up in my lap? Would you like to hop up?
Ah, I dropped my controller.
Biscuit, would you like uppy? Come here. Biscuit, come here. No? Okay. The sleeve. It's inside out. The button is missing too. Got him! It took me a second, but he is now up and in the lap. Isn't that right, baby? Maya says hi. Everyone says hi, Biscuit. You are very beloved. Wrong button. The button we found seems to have come from this raincoat. It must have been pulled loose when the killers took it off.
Huh, the right sleeve's inside out, too.
It seems it was removed in a hurry. Fast enough to tear a button off, no less. My surmise our assassin disposed of the gun and bag in the trash immediately after shooting at the president. They then slipped into the panicked crowd and moved from the left to the right side of the spectator area. This was because they knew the trajectory of the bullet would point to a shooter on the left side. Finally, they removed the raincoat and hid it under the samurai dog stand. The killer would have needed to get rid of the coat as soon as possible, hence its hurried removal. The fact that the right sleeve is inside out is a testament to how quickly it was taken off.
Yep, that and the missing button.
The question, of course, is why didn't the same thing happen to the left sleeve?
Oh yeah, only the right sleeve is inside out.
Indeed, and the button on the left sleeve is still securely attached.
So, what does that mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
If we're to answer the question, Detective, we'll need to inspect the raincoat in more detail. Notice how absolutely quiet, how Tabby Lloyd isn't saying a goddamn thing.
It's a bright red raincoat, sir. Red as red can be. Inside of it's getting me kind of fired up, I gotta say.
Quite the raging bull, aren't you, Detective?
That's me, sir. I'm always ready to charge into action.
Yes, more to my defense. Let's take a closer look at the inside of the raincoat. Detective Gumshoe.
Yes, sir.
Blood. This is a blood stain. And concerning where it's located, I'd say the blood belonged to our would-be assassin.
So we're looking for someone with an injury?
Not just any injury, Detective. An injury on the left arm.
Huh? How do we know that?
It's simple. The right sleeve is inside out, suggesting the suspect removed the raincoat in a hurry. Oh, I get it. If their left arm was injured, it would have been tucked inside the jacket. It might not have been through the, it wouldn't have been through the sleeve. Conversely, the left sleeve is just what we would expect it to be. Therefore, the suspect's left arm was never in the sleeve in the first place. And once we understand that, everything else falls into place. Now, Detective, there's a bloodstain on the left side lining of the raincoat because...
Because the suspect's arm was too injured to fit through the sleeve.
Precisely. Or at least we can say that there is a good probability that was the case. The pieces are starting to fall into place. Okay, maybe Tabby Lloyd isn't our killer, but maybe she is? I don't know. Bye, Maya. I hope work's going well for you. I hope it goes smoothly. Biscuit, say bye to Maya. Say thank you for lurking. Say it. Okay, he taps the microphone. I'm gonna count that. Investigation complete. Hey, baby. Detective Gumshoe, I need you to go and search the crowd for any likely suspects.
Yes, sir. Suspicious characters with injured left arms coming right up.
You're even smarter than you look, Ruffles. Taking all them itty-bitty pieces and putting them together like that, you'll have your man in no time. Thanks, that's Mr. Edgeworth for you. The park is still cordoned off, so our would-be assassin should be in the crowd somewhere. Don't let me down, Detective Gumshoe. Like I know you will. Always and forever. Biscuit, you mind staying still for like 2 seconds? Got a nasty hook on the thingamajig. Where'd it go? One of your claws has a nice big hook on it, baby. Let me get rid of it. There we go. See? There you go. Now you're not so sharp. March 25th.
March 25th, 3:27 p.m. Gord Lake, spectator area. Mr. Edgeworth, we found someone who fits the bill perfectly, sir.
Way to nab the assassin, Gummy. Hold on, Kay. It's a little soon to be jumping to conclusions. Whoop, Biscuit. Be careful. That was my tea. You spilled a little bit. For the moment, they're a person of interest and nothing more. Understood? Biscuit, I know you see that there's something on the desk and you go, I must stretch out and smack it or tap it and see what happens, but please don't. Okay, no jumping.
But he's our shooter, sir. Observe it. He's the guy who tried to take out the president.
In broad daylight, surrounded by a crowd of witnesses, there's no ordinary assassin. Bring him over here, Detective. Carefully.
Yes, sir. Come on, boys. You heard Mr. Edgeworth.
I know you. You look familiar. I know you. I know you. From a different Ace Attorney game. I've seen this fucking stitch-faced motherfucker before. But who was he? No umbrella and a bandage on his left arm.
Well, pal, say your name already.
Doe. John Doe. Charmed, I'm sure. John Doe? Not a name you often hear in real life. That's correct. I know this man from somewhere, I'm sure of it. Edgeworth's also Indian? And you are Prosecutor Edgeworth. You know my name. Of course, I've been following the day's developments with some interest. Now, perhaps you'd care to explain why you asked to speak with me? As you've been following our investigation, you're no doubt already aware of who we're looking for. So let me ask you, do you recognize this raincoat by any chance? Forgive me, but I'm afraid I do not. I see. Well, I believe its owner to be the would-be assassin we are seeking. My, well, isn't that just shocking? And the same would-be assassin happens to have an injured left arm, just like you. All I can tell you is that I had nothing to do with this unfortunate affair. The two adversaries stare each other down, their eyes like deadly lasers.
The Keyblade.
Can you tell the readers what happened next?
A showdown, that's what! A battle of wits! A battle of words! And also I'm still, I'm still pointing at Tabby Lloyd because she's not in this goddamn picture where she's supposed to be. Anyways.
Dare I let him explain any further what he thinks the upcoming battle will entail? No, that's not good. Detective Gumshoe, if you've quite finished leaking my professional strategies to the press...
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
And it's a bunch of big old grouch. Hasn't voted done you any harm. Now, don't worry. You got this. I can understand why whoever wore the raincoat would be of interest to you, but you have no proof that this person is injured as you claim. My left arm may be injured, but I can still use my right. When it starts raining, I simply open my umbrella. No raincoat required. So you conclude that you are not wearing a raincoat, is that correct? It is. And is that so strange? Not everyone wears one after all. I happen to prefer an umbrella. Team raincoat over here. They're perfect for when a girl really needs to move. I'm team umbrella. I mean, like, okay. Technically, I tend to use, like, raincoats and rain jackets more because it's more versatile. It's easier to do. But, like, aesthetically, and, like, comfort-wise, I like the umbrella. But also, umbrella needs to be the right size. Okay, I don't use neither. Come rain, sleet, snow, or shine, it's my trusted parka every time. Okay, but here's the thing. What if this raincoat is what if this jacket that we found is actually completely unrelated? Because, again, the inside of Tabby's hood is red. I still think it's her. Nope, I know it's her. Actually, I just noticed something. I noticed something. Do you see it? Do you see it? How do I explain where to look? Look right below her hood zipper. Look right below the zipper. Tell me what you see. I see a symbol. I see a name. I see words. I see a symbol that says pipe. A very familiar symbol. All the text is reversed. I mean, yes, all the text is reversed. That is definitely part of it. In other words, it's currently inside out. So good job noticing that, Delphi. I did notice that because the go you. But anyways, no, the pipe. On the bag that we found earlier that had the notes and the gun in it, it had that on the clasp. It had that symbol, the pipe. And again, look, I already know it's her. You already know it's her. And that this jacket, and that the jacket she's wearing, she just reversed it. Flip it and reverse it. She's not worried about this raincoat that they found because this one's not important. Not exactly the line of inquiry I was hoping to pursue. So you see, I am not your would-be killer. And I'm not in the habit of making baseless accusations, Mr. Doe. Please, I am just a simple ice cream oh my. Oh, forgive me, my wound seems to have begun bleeding again in all the excitement. The owner of the raincoat is definitely our assassin, and said owner also has an injured left arm. I wonder, so many questions. I'm on to you, Mr. Doe. It's only a matter of time.
Hold it!
Oh, wait, nope, I meant to present, not press. As an injury, I would certainly expect such a renowned prosecutor to have some. I still don't understand how you know who I am.
Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, you're famous! They probably read about you in the newspaper.
I have also been observing you in your work, lest you forget. I don't believe a word he says. If I can prove he's lying, we'll be one step closer to apprehending our shooter. I mean, yes, just not in the way that you think. This button. This button. Wrong button. This button.
Objection!
You seem like a careful man, Mr. Doe. Oh, but not quite careful enough. After all, you left something behind. Something of vital importance. I'm afraid you must have me confused with someone else. The coat does not belong to me. Or do you claim to have some kind of proof to support your accusation? Your arm isn't troubling you too much, perhaps, I hope. Your wound seems to be bleeding again. I'll survive, although I can't pretend it's not something of an inconvenience. You have my deepest sympathies, because if it wasn't bleeding so badly, you could have perhaps made a clean getaway. What exactly are you insinuating? As we have already established, whoever wore the raincoat is injured, and now I can prove that person was you with this indecisive piece of evidence. Why is the ice cream sweating? I don't like that the ice cream is sweating. Hello? You see, Mr. Doe, there's a small amount of blood on the inside of his raincoat. Blood that belongs to our assassin.
attempted murder of a foreign leader, causing a diplomatic incident, they'll throw the book at you!
You can give us the silent treatment all you like, but we don't need you to talk. A simple blood test will give us the answer we require. All it takes for us to compare the blood on your bandages with that of the coat, and that will be that. We have the evidence. Why don't you make it easier on all of us and come clean? Admit that you were the one who attempted to assassinate the president of Zhangfa. I am not your assassin. You're stubborn, I'll give you that. But if this were a game of chess, you would already be in checkmate. Now do the honorable thing and admit defeat. He doesn't look like a man with no moves left to play. Very well, you'll have me. I'll admit it, I was wearing the raincoat.
He confessed! Say the word and I'll slap the cuss out of him right now!
But I did not shoot at the president. Is everyone getting down? Is everyone ready? There's your dance on, let's go. This isn't the end.
What?
The only thing you have proven is that I was wearing a particular raincoat, and as far as I am aware, that is not a crime. I am no assassin. I am a simple ice cream seller. One who happened to be wearing a red raincoat while watching the president speak. No surprises anyone when his bodyguard sprang into action and the sword rang out. That's when the spectators panicked and started running and screaming for their lives. Now, are you finally satisfied that I am telling the truth?
As if. Your story stinks.
You don't scare me.
The evidence is on our side, you know. Look, it's right there, plain as day. The assassin, and they're wearing a red raincoat.
Intriguing, but that is not me.
Oh, come on!
Tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, do you really think I was the only one in the entire park wearing a red raincoat today? I do, actually. But then why? Why does he seem so sure of himself?
Because it's true. I'm trying to remember who he is. Was he an assassin from a different Ace Attorney game? One of the original trilogy games?
I am no assassin. I am a simple ice cream seller. One who happened to be wearing a red raincoat while watching the president speak. As surprised as anyone when his bodyguard sprang into action and shots rang out.
Hold it!
Why a raincoat? Why are we not using an umbrella? Is that so strange? It was a rainy morning. Most people were wearing a jacket of some kind. Well, I'd say it's a pretty strange choice considering you couldn't get one of your arms into it. Better that than have one of my ends occupied by an umbrella. I had ice cream to serve after all. Then why go to such things to avoid testifying to that effect in the first place? Oh, forgive me, I simply hadn't remembered until now. It's been an eventful day after all. Eventful? Well, I hardly know what else to call it, Mr. Edgeworth. The president of Zhangfa was shot at.
Hold it!
Yes, baby?
So you saw the bodyguards move before you heard the gunshots? Yes, if I recall correctly, they moved first. At least the one on the left did. You're rather observant, Mr. Doe. I am blessed with keen eyes. The names of the bodyguards were written in the top left corner of the security plan, and the one on the left was Rook. That's correct. Bastian Rook, I believe. I expect he noticed the light from a laser sight. The man is no amateur. Mr. Doe knows a little too much about the business of being a bodyguard for my liking.
Yeah, I think he's an assassin from, the guy with the yellow hair, the other one also looks familiar. But, like, I don't know if he looks familiar just because I've seen... Yes, Biscuit? How can I help you? That guy with the yellow hair also looks familiar, but I don't know if he looks familiar because he was in a different Ace Attorney game, or because I've just seen stills of... Or I've just seen the cover of this game, and this game he's on the cover of. But maybe he's not. I don't know. That doesn't make sense.
I'd say our friend here is no amateur either. I'd like you to append what you just said to your testimony, if you don't mind. As you wish.
Hi, Biscuit.
Hold it!
So the bodyguard on the left was the first to move? By the smallest fraction, yes. He reacted admirably swiftly. His name was Bastian Rook, did you say? It appears you assessed the situation quite astutely. No more so than anybody else, I'm sure. He's good. He didn't even flinch. What-a-ba-ba-ba. We know who might be in the audience. I think this guy's you know who, but at the same time, I don't think he's a killer. I think that's just a coincidence. Biscuit, please don't mess with that wire, baby. Baby darling. Come on, baby darling. Don't mess with that now. No, no, no. Hey, hey, hey. Over here. Come on now. Biscuit, no. Don't ask why I'm still speaking like this. It just kind of gets stuck after a while. Accent work just kind of get... Biscuit, no. Not a baby. And now where the hell were we? Come on.
Hold it!
A simple ice cream seller, but a knowledgeable one, I assume. On the subject of ice cream, at least. But of course, ask me anything you wish. I don't know the first thing about ice cream. You know what the most important thing about making ice cream is, of course? Mr. Edgeworth? Why, the most important thing about making ice cream is to approach it with a virtuous heart. And what does virtue have to do with anything? Without proper reverence for the craft, I'm afraid all you'll ever make are sweetened crystals of ice. There, I hope you now see. I am nothing more than an ice cream seller.
Hold it!
So you yourself didn't start running and screaming? I was hardly in a position to. Oh yeah? And what position were you in? One of extreme pain. Somebody bumped right into my wounded arm. Hard. It was excruciating. I thought my eyes would pop out of my socket. Out of my head. Yeah, well, they clearly didn't. Of course they didn't, Kay. In any event, the shooter was wearing a red raincoat. We have photographic proof of that. And yet, Mr. John Doe here swears it wasn't him.
This guy's lying through his teeth, I tell ya! No one gets away with disrespecting Mr. Edgeworth, pal! Not on my watch!
Calm down, detective. We will get the truth out of him by catching him in a lie. Yeah, so let's keep at him. He'll let something slip soon enough. Okay, I think,
Objection!
yeah, it was the fact that he knew the name Bastion. As I suspected, you are more than what you claim to be, Mr. Doe. Oh, you have overestimated me, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh? Then tell me how a simple ice cream seller knows one of the presidential bodyguard's names. What? You jest, surely. You were the one who spoke their names aloud. Rook and Knight, was it?
Objection!
We only know those names thanks to the security plan. But look closely, only their surnames appear. We all clearly heard you say the name Bastion Rook. How did you come to possess such information? Information we ourselves didn't have? Ignore my sweating ice cream. It knows not what it does.
Seems pretty darn suspicious to me.
Well, how did you know? Explain yourself. It was merely a slip of the tongue. Another lie. He is the assassin, just like we said. Come now, miss. It's a little soon to be jumping to such conclusions. I did know their names, yes, and the reason for that is... Well, I know Mr. Rook. He and I are acquainted. What? We have something of a connection, and his is a name I could never forget. Wow, your ice cream looks fucking pissed. I've never seen ice cream steamed like that without melting. That's impressive. How do you do that? Also, I still love that the ice cream looks just like him. It's so funny.
You think we're stupid, pal? Stop lying!
I am not lying. I am, as I have always been, a simple ice cream seller. And an acquaintance of Bastion Rook. Yes. Well, I suppose Mr. Rook will confirm that. Should be easy enough for him to remember his good friend, the slippery ice cream seller, correct? Please, you are more than welcome to ask him, although I think that might be difficult right now. I'd imagine he's rather busy ensuring the president's safety. But suppose you are able to speak with him, and he does deny that he and I are acquainted. How will that help you prove I was the shooter? If you weren't the shooter, then why take off your raincoat? because it was no longer raining. In fact, it had grown quite warm. Far better let my wound breathe, no? Or would you rather I let it fester? Is he actually going to worm his way out of this? Yes, because he's not the killer. Tabby is.
What are you waiting for, Mr. Edgeworth? Hurry up and arrest the man! He's clearly guilty. If I were you, he'd be in jail. If I were you, he'd be in jail already.
You might be willing to arrest a man without sufficient proof, but I am not. Not anymore. I used to, all the time. It was like a daily occurrence for me. It was a daily hobby, a pastime of mine, to arrest innocent people. And then Phoenix Wright happened.
No, come on, Mr. Edgeworth. There's gotta be something you can do. Shocking scenes here as the culprit seems all but certain to escape justice.
It seems the court of public opinion has spoken. Very well. And it will clearly be viewed with suspicion. No matter what I say, I might as well share what I know. What you know? What is angled here? I saw them. I saw another person with a red hood.
Were you kidding?
That's the person you captured in your photograph. I first noticed them just before the president's speech began. It was still raining then. Their outfit was the same color as my own, which is what drew my attention. As did the laser beam that was aimed directly at the president's head. He's claiming there was another red-headed person. Preposterous. I knew that if anyone saw me dressed similarly to this individual, I could fall into suspicion myself. So naturally, I removed my raincoat. So not only did you see the assassin, but they were wearing exactly the same thing as you. How very convenient. I thought you might find it far-fetched, hence my not mentioning it until now. I know you law enforcement people are very skeptical types. You would never have believed me. Especially not if I said that the shooter was standing right next to a certain prosecutor. Well, I know you don't mean me. I wasn't even summoned until after the shooting. No, not you, Mr. Edgeworth. Your colleague over there.
Huh? Me?
Yes, the photograph will prove it, I'm sure. You see, right there in front of the person with the red hood.
That's me, yes, but what exactly are you saying?
What is endgame here? As I mentioned, I have been following your investigation with some interest, Mr. Edgeworth, and while pondering the details, I noticed something strange. Strange? What, exactly? Calm now, a man of your talent should be more than capable of spotting a contradiction such as this. I'm afraid I don't follow.
The picture shows the chief prosecutor, Mr. Payne, and the shooter. But there's nothing weird about that, is there?
Think carefully. The picture was taken right in the middle of the president's speech. One of the other pieces of evidence you've gathered is inconsistent with what we see here. What's Mr. Doe talking about?
I know. This one.
Okay, of course! The tape! It contradicts the photograph!
Haha! See, it's that thing that I noticed a goddamn hour ago!
Oh, so you've noticed at last. What's he going on about, Mr. Edgeworth? Someone's missing. Someone who should be here.
Huh? But who?
Oh, indeed. The person who is missing from this photograph is...
Take that!
Huh?
Did she already leave?
Miss Lloyd? How do you figure that?
Mr. Payne's voice can clearly be heard on Miss Lloyd's tape, considering that he was conducting a private conversation with the chief prosecutor.
Oh, there are these two old guys standing right in front of me. They were whispering away to each other the whole darn time.
She must have been very close indeed to capture it on tape.
You're right, but she's not in the picture.
Precisely. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you still believe that you have been hounding the right person? Miss Lloyd, would you mind answering a few questions?
Whoa, y'all fixing to put me under the microscope now? Alright, sure. Knock yourselves out. I got nothing to hide. It ain't like I was staying still the whole time. No, I was running all over, roving reporter style. And that was a big old crowd. This picture must have been taken when I was in one spot, and the tape's from when I was in another. So quit giving me the evil eye. Ain't nothing but a misunderstanding.
There's no doubt about the voices on the tape. That was Mr. Payne and the chief prosecutor. I'm certain of it.
Tabby wouldn't lie to us. I know she wouldn't. But if she did, that would mean, Kay, you've known Tabby for all of 5 minutes. That she's our perp! Oh, y'all quit messing with me? As if I could have done a thing like that, little old me. Okay, see, but here the everything's not reversed. It's just because the sprite was reversed, and it's just the same thing mirrored. And once you have words and symbols, it becomes obvious when things get mirrored. I might be inclined to believe you, if your testimony didn't contain a glaring inconsistency. It does? I thought it was pretty good. Seems I have no choice but to present her with the evidence and expose the contradiction. Which one? Think like I'll stand still the whole time? Okay, so it's very likely one of these two. It's either I was running all over roving reporter style, and that was a big old crowd. Wrong one. I'm thinking. Was no one allowed to move, maybe? But I don't see any of that information. I think it's just...
Objection!
I'm sorry, Mr. Lloyd, but this piece of evidence... Okay, no. Corrupt prosecutor tries to arrest an innocent journalist based on flawed evidence. As the pressure mounts, his composure crumbles. He makes one last-ditch attempt to smear his suspect. Okay, maybe we should just do the whole,
Hold it!
You were running all over. Where, exactly? Here, there, and everywhere, I guess. What, y'all don't know what all over means? You think I remember exactly where I was and when in a crowd like that? What y'all want from me? I'd like you to at least tell us whether you were to the left or right of the stage. Left? Yeah, left, I think. The suspect in this picture was on the left-hand side, too. Coincidence?
Hold it!
So the fact that you are not in the picture is to be expected. Is that what you're trying to tell us? It surely is. I caught your pals, the prosecutor, on tape while I was in one part of the crowd, and then that picture was snapped while I was off someplace else. Except for the fact that we know that their conversation was right before the gunshot, and then also that the picture was right before the gunshot, same fucking time. Look at it that way, it all makes perfect sense. Your assertion, then, is that the picture and your recording were taken at different points in the speech? Yep, timing's everything. You're not soon enough in this line of work. So if I can prove that two things did happen at the same time, her entire defense will come tumbling down. Wait, I have an idea. In the picture, is his hand up? His hand's up! Yep, same exact fucking time.
Objection!
Same exact fucking time. We got it. We got her, boys! Yeah! Miss Lloyd, it's imperative for a reporter not to lie, wouldn't you say? You're damned right it is, and I don't lie! And yet, the photograph and the recording were definitely taken at the same time. What? You can't prove that! Oh, but I can. The evidence is right here in these pictures. And this one in particular shows something that lines up precisely with when you are making a recording. This part.
Take that!
See here, the president has his fist raised. And, what about it? Would you be so kind as to play us the tape again? See, it ain't that simple. What if I were to tell you that you don't have a choice? You don't make it easy, do you, Ruffles? Remember, we are concerned with the moment the president raised his fist. How big is above the law? The president thrust his fist into the air as the excitement reaches fever pitch. There! That's the moment right there! Correct. We've now confirmed when it occurred in the recording. Which means Tabby should be in the picture too! And she is, right there for all to see. For Miss Lloyd is in fact the person with the red hood. What? So you're our shooter, huh?
No, I don't even own a jacket like that. That's right. From everything we know, the owner of the red raincoat is... The person in the red hood was you, Miss Floyd, and therefore the owner of the red raincoat must be you. You are the only person it could belong to. Oh, okay, the other red raincoat.
Huh? What do you mean?
Or have you forgotten about this already? Hi, Biscuit. Right, the right sleeve button has been torn off, and there's a blood stain just beside the left side. Everything to know, the owner of the red raincoat is John Doe. We have already proven that the raincoat belongs to John Doe. You, Miss Lloyd, were wearing something else, something that also happened to have a red hood.
So there were two people with red hoods all along? I'm shocked that two different people in a crowd of hundreds would wear a similar jacket of a color that's super popular.
Indeed, Mr. Doe's last statement was true. Oh wait, but we only found one raincoat. Where's the other one? The ice cream seller never mentioned a raincoat, only a red hood. So tell us about your jacket again, Miss Lloyd. This whole thing. Well, the best thing about it, like I said, is if you get mud and such on it, it's reversible, see? So you just turn it inside out and... Just as I thought. The inside of her hood, it's red! That's right. And when the incident occurred, that's the side of the hood that was visible.
Oh, what's going on here? What are you really up to, huh, pal?
Oh, wait, I never even wore it that way around. Perhaps if you would allow us to examine it, we could confirm that for ourselves. And y'all are gonna confirm that how, exactly? It was raining right up until the president's speech, correct? That much has been established already. And as you yourself said, heck, I don't use neither. Come rain, sleet, snow, or shine, it's my trusty parka every time. If you haven't reversed your parka since the rain, I think the inside should be dry. Oh, wait a second now, I got this big old backpack on, see, so I can't just take off my jacket. Yeah, maybe I could show y'all some other time.
You think an excuse that weak is gonna wash with Mr. Edgeworth?
Oh.
Well, what are you waiting for? If you're innocent, take it off and show us.
It wasn't me, I swear. I never shot the dang president. I could never. If that's true, Miss Lloyd, then your best option is to cooperate and tell us the truth. Is there a particular reason why you chose to wear a parka with a red hood here today? Sorry, Ruffles. It's something I never told you. Something I couldn't. And I'll come clean, I promise. Just, easy on me now, you hear? What now? Who said that? Hold your horses. It's a little soon for the end game. Oh, no, it's you. I don't know who you are. Hold your horses. That goes for you too, Mr. Prosecutor. You lost this one the moment you made your opening move. As one of the men from Case Photograph, guess I'd better introduce myself. Is this really necessary? The name's Bronco Knight. I'm the president's personal bodyguard. And second in command of his security detail.
Point that thing someplace else, pal. What the heck's wrong with you?
Sorry, can't help myself. It's just too much fun being this good. I'm not a member of law enforcement, so how did you get a gun? The old girl's on loan from Zhang Fa, temporarily as she does presidential bodyguards. Anyway, never mind that. I got two tidbits of news for you. You want the good or the bad first? Choice is yours. I'm indifferent, whichever you prefer. Really? You're giving up the first move advantage just like that? Whatever, your loss. Guess you'll push out the first pawn then. Okay, how many times are we gonna make chess references? Is it literally just every 5 minutes in this game? So you play a little chess, I take it. Ah, fellow fan, are you, Mr. Red Suit? The name's Edgeworth, and you could say I dabble. Duly noted, Mr. Edgeworth. Alright, I'll start with the good news. The president's okay. Didn't suffer so much as a scratch.
He did it? That's a relief.
Logically, for the young lady, that means there's no longer a murder charge on the table.
That is good news, huh, Tabby?
Yeah, 'cause I never... Now for the bad news. The only reason the president's alive is because we bodyguards did our job. Hi, Fluffy. Thank you. Fluffy, thank you for the subs. I appreciate it. Scares me every time. Yes, Biscuit? One of us did anyhow. Our boss put himself in the line of fire. You're referring to your colleague, Mr. Rook? Yeah, it's game over for him.
No way!
Rook is dead. A genuine loss. So, you're saying that Tabby... Yeah, your friend here killed my colleague, my brother in arms.
Oh, heck no! I didn't do it! I didn't kill anybody! I could never!
I'd shut my mouth if I were you, murderer. Sure, well, we did what we had to do. Sacrifice one of our pieces to protect the king. But to lose someone like him during a castling, that's a real shame.
Castling? What's that even mean?
It's the castling is when you have your king and your rook, and neither one has moved from their spot, but there's the empty spaces in between them, and so you move you move the rook to one side and the king to the other side in the middle. It's a chess move. Hi, Biscuit. How can I help you? It's a chess term. Very simplistically speaking, it's a move where a rook switches places with a king.
Then why didn't you just say so?
Mr. Knight, was it? Yeah, what? We'll need to see the victim's body right away. And if possible, I'd like to ask the president a few questions. Sorry, no can do. And why not? As the third piece of news, and it's the piece you're gonna like the least. I thought you said there were only two. The National Police Force's Zhang Fa will be handling things from here. What?
You better be kidding, pal!
This investigation was assigned to us. We're not about to hand it over. You're the Edgeworth, right? The one who solved the Atagarasu case? The president mentioned you. The monitor have warranted his attention. Makes sense that the chief prosecutor would assign this one to you. Wait, did the chief assign me to appease the president? But that was a mistake. A big one. He should have given the case to somebody with a spine. You're free to take it up with President Wang, even if you enjoy diplomatic incidents, that is. You're coming with me. We'll continue this on the presidential plane.
Would you like some cheese on top?
Cheese? What kind of cheese is it? It better be like, what is it? Like pepper jack? You know what I also like? What was it called? Jalapeno jack? Oh. There's a Carolina, I've had like pepper jack, but even hotter. I think I've had it at like ghost pepper cheese, or was it something else? I think it was Carolina Reaper, or both. I don't remember. It was good regardless. I liked it. I miss it. I want more. No, I never did nothing. I swear. We can do this the hard way if you like, but in Zhang Fa, justice is served one way or the other. Carolina Reaper Jack. That's right. That is what it was called. Thank you, Fluffy. It was very good. It was very tasty.
Provost, come on. You gotta help me out here, please.
Miss Lloyd. She was the one in the red hood. There's no denying that now. But I can't help feeling we still don't know the whole truth behind this case.
I'm innocent. You gotta believe me.
Okay, now I'm just like, can I really let this happen? Is this really how it ends? That look in her eyes, the crack in her voice as she begs me to help her. This is no act by a criminal. She's genuinely scared. And if I let him take her, we'll never know what really happened. Hold it!
Ah!
Nice timing with the hydrate. I am postured, I promise. Save. Will do. Records. Save. Hit button. Creating save data. Congratulations. You made save data in Ace Attorney Investigation 2. What are we nerfing? Are we gonna... If we nerf anything else in this game, if it's gonna be impossible. We're weak enough as it is. What? Huh? Huh? What the? Get your filthy hands off of... John Doe? Quiet now. Is that really any way to greet me? My neck has barely begun to heal, and you've already forgotten who I am. I'm disappointed. It's you! Oh, so you do remember.
What do you think you're doing, pal?
The Zangfile police? I mean, they also suck. We nerf them more, I think they're just gonna get stupider.
What do you think you're doing, pal? Put the knife down and give up! You've got some nerve pulling a stunt like this in front of a bunch of police officers.
Don't even think about it. You don't stand a chance against this guy. Who are you really, Mr. Doe? I must just say that I'm no simple ice cream seller. Guy's a pro, a hitman. His name's Shelly the Killer. Okay, I was right. He was in, okay, that's right. Shelly the Killer was, I don't remember which game it was. I think it was the second game. A biscuit cheer? What do you mean a biscuit cheer? We need biscuit stuff in general. But anyway, Shelly the Killer was in... There was a time when Phoenix was defending this one asshole dude. And the dude was gonna get scot-free. But the dude hired a hitman to do a killing for him. So the dude was gonna get scot-free. Go away scot-free because the killer was like, I never disclose my clientele. I was like, but what if he broke your code of honor? Oh, well, no, that's a different matter altogether. A cheer with a biscuit emote? Interesting. I don't know how to... I'll have to look into that. But anyways, so yeah, that's where... So I have seen him before. Let me see if I can find out exactly where he was. Shelly the Killer. Specifically to hunt down this man, and he's wearing his logo on his nipples.
The apartment.
Oh, yeah, no, this is dumb fuck Edgeworth to a T. It is that kind of moment. Yeah. Let's see here. Farewell, my turnabout. Which was... Yeah, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All, which I think was the third one? Yeah, it was episode 4. It's the fourth and final episode in Justice for All. Which was the second one. Okay. That's why he looked familiar. That's why I knew it. Thank you. The Killer? There's not a legal professional in the country who doesn't know that name. That's not even a word, and I agree with you. An assassin capable of taking out any target, any place, any time. This isn't the first time our paths have crossed. It's been too long, Mr. Edgeworth. But of course, this is the first time we've met face to face. This is probably why he didn't recognize him, because he doesn't know what his face looks like. You're the assassin we've been looking for. Innocent, yes. A certain someone did indeed hire me to carry out a contract. And that contract did indeed specify that I was to assassinate President Wang.
Ah!
I swear I've seen this picture in one of my old files before, but... how could I have been so careless? My bandage proved useful for bringing a knife into the park undetected, but I miscalculated in certain other regards. You didn't bring a gun? Now, shall we play a little game, Mr. Knight? I know how fond you are of such diversions. The stakes must be high in order for it to be fun, of course. Shall we wager, say, your life? What do you want from me? I would like for you to allow Mr. Edgeworth to remain in charge of the case. He what? What are you up to, the killer? Not simply like our mutual friend to see things through to the conclusion. Huh? But why? Bastion Rook was a man of great skill, one with whom I felt a certain connection. It was only right that the truth behind his death be brought to light. With Mr. Rook's departure, the case is now yours to investigate, is it not, Mr. Knight? Is he the real mastermind behind all this? Was it him? I'm simply asking you to transfer that authority to Mr. Edgeworth. That's not something worth losing your life over, surely. You're just using the investigation as an excuse to get close to the president. Am I really? I suppose that it is true, and that in order for the investigation to proceed, we will need to enter the presidential plane. You think I'm gonna let you near him? I'm his chief bodyguard! Are you? And here I thought you were only second in command. Rook's not around. That means I'm number 1, which means you have a motive to kill him. Which means you have a motive to kill him, which means you have a motive to kill him. I wonder if you have what it takes to step into such capable shoes. Oh yeah, it's always great. I love villains with, even if it's a fucked up code, they have their own code. To be fair, that's also, again, that's what happened in Ace Attorney 2, was, hey, this guy that was your client broke your code. He's like, did he now? Well, I guess that means I have a new target. And the guy's like, wait, no, fuck, shit, I did it, put me in jail, please, I don't want to die. That's literally how that case ended. You, of course I do. I'm the leader now, me! If that is indeed the case, then I would ask that you make a choice worthy of a leader. Will you needlessly throw away your life, or will you allow the investigation to continue? Is he really doing this to gain access to the president? Does he even need to? What is he plotting? You have no objections, I trust, Mr. Edgeworth. Come, let us continue the investigation.
What do we do, sir?
It would seem we have little choice but to do as we're told. That said, listen, detective, and listen well. I think it depends. I'll buy us some time as I investigate. Meanwhile, you gather the other officers. I think straight evil can be done well, but I do think that they're not always, but I do think it tends to be more interesting when they have their own code of ethics. Especially when they're so smart and powerful as this guy. Have them surround the plane, and make absolutely certain that there is no way he can escape.
Yes, sir. You got it.
To be continued right now, because we still got another hour. We are not yet done. Yes, was that Biscuit or is that my chair speaking? Oh, that was you, Biscuit. What's up? How can I help you, sir? What's wrong, little mister? Baby darling? Baby boy? He's a curious little boy. With the death of Bastion Rook and the revelation that Shelley the Killer was in our midst, the case had taken a turn we could never have predicted. Mr. Knight ordered the door to the presidential plane be opened, and the emergency personnel attending to Mr. Rook's body were asked to leave. With the scene cleared, we stepped cautiously aboard. Okay, this is pretty obvious. This is pretty damn clear. I feel like I have all the evidence I need right here, right now, just from looking. Do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? The thing that is so clear and so simple and so clean and so obvious. You can do that directly through the throne, which is fine. Like you can go on throne, you can suggest a gift. And then I can take a look at it there if you want to do that. March 25th, 4:15 p.m., Zane 5 presidential plane. No president in sight. Now where could he be? Who knows? Oh, then yeah, you can DM them to me, that's fine. But it should just be on throne. It should just be a button that says suggest gift. But that either way's fine. Oh, so he's hiding behind the bulkhead door over there, is he? As courageous in the face of danger as ever. The mask thing? Oh, no. Look at Rook's body. Look at where the bullet hole is. If you look at Rook, and you look at where the bullet hole is, things just don't make sense. Things just don't make sense unless the two shots, Tabby Lloyd must have been told, okay, fire 2 shots but make sure they go wide. Make sure they just miss completely. It was actually, and Knight was the one who just like, oh no, in the confusion and chaos while those briefcases are up, bang. In fact, let me see something. Right here, he could have easily pulled out a gun. He could have easily pulled out his gun without anyone noticing and just gone bang. Sorry to disappoint, but did you seriously expect him to be standing here waiting to meet his assassin? As we have already established, my interest lies only in the successful conclusion of this investigation. You didn't get me. You're not getting me. It's a bit loud, but other than that, you're not getting me. Good try, though. A valiant effort was made. Now, Mr. Edgeworth, if you would be so kind as to examine the body. All right. My only option right now is to play along. The rest is up to you, Detective Gumshoe. That's a good question. How many people if you got caught by the Discord call sticker, you gotta raise your hand. You gotta let us know. It's funnier that way. So the attempted assassination of the president has become the murder of a bodyguard. You look like you could use a little help there, Mr. Edgeworth. Not that I need it, but yes. That's what I thought. There's nothing else for it. Kay Faraday, great thief extraordinaire. We'll just have to take it from here. Oh, really? You mean you're going to solve the case for me? Nope. I thought not. But I will provide vital assistance. Now let's get to scouring this crime scene from top to bottom. Hold up, gang. I didn't say how we were gonna split up. Like, do we ever do it any other way? That's a reference to Scooby-Doo Cyber Chase, one of the first movies I ever had on DVD. It will take Detective Gumshoe a while to assemble our backup, so I'll need to draw this part of the investigation out for as long as possible. Was that in Mystery Inc. series? Was that a line in Mystery Inc.? Were they referencing, fucking the Cyber Chase, maybe? I must scour the scene and inspect blah 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 bullet hole. Bullet hole! The bullet seems to have entered just under his armpit and went clean through his body. He was hit in an area his bulletproof vest didn't cover. Like it was on purpose or something, huh? The cause of death would appear to be loss of blood. Attempts were made to staunch it, but to no avail. It's a running joke that's fair. It is the first time I remember it is from Cyber Chase. The medics must have been brought in to try and save him. Sadly, it was too little too late. So the victim was also carrying a revolver. It looks like he was trying to use it. He probably drew it on instinct when he felt threatened. We should check to see if he managed to fire any rounds off. All there, and no other signs of the weapon having been used. Was this one on loan from Zhangfa too? Yep, sure was. We're always issued with the same model gun. Okay. If you're all... Hey, has anyone noticed that these two guns, besides the addition of the whatchamacall, look exactly the same? Wow, it's almost like these two guns are so similar. The two guns are exactly the same, meaning it's likely that the one we found is also from Zhangfa. The bodyguards all got their guns from the Zhangfa authorities, right? Wait, what if Tabby never held the gun? What if the only thing she had was a regular-ass laser pointer? The bodyguards all got their guns from the Zhangfa authorities, right? Yes. Are they, like, super rare or anything? No, I don't believe so. This model isn't exactly easy to come by in this country, but it's certainly not impossible either. Boo! And here I thought they might be valuable treasures. Yes, it is something of a shame. Whoa! I just mentioned treasures. You actually responded for once. I only mean to point out that if the guns were rare, it'd be much easier to trace them. What would have made them treasures of the evidence variety, I suppose? Ha! See? Everything's a treasure hunt one way or another, including this investigation. You could say that. Alright then, it's treasure hunting time. Yes, baby? On with the investigation. She certainly seems a lot more enthusiastic all of a sudden. Biscuit, baby, darling, what's up? How can I help you, sir? Come here. Come here. Biscuit. Okay, that's fine. It's a bulletproof attaché. Biscuit? Biscuit? No. 2 weeks. It's literally been 2 weeks. Edgeworth brought it up earlier. Bodyguards use them to shield their client from gunfire. There were some in Kay's photograph too. Looks like Rook and Knight each had one. Except, Knight should be holding his in his right hand in order to protect his client, but he's not. You were distracted by Rin? That's fair. Oh hey, that's the photo I snatched. You can hardly steal a photo at a public event, okay? But I'm snatching up a moment in time with every picture I take, you know? I take it snatch is your new favorite word? Maybe. This is the victim, Mr. Bastion Rook, bodyguard to the president of Zhangfa. He's one of the guys that brought the president. He's one of the guys that brought the president inside as soon as the shooting started. Which means he continued to do his duty right up until his dying breath. At least he'll get posthumously promoted? Okay, it's better to know when to say nothing at all than to end up with your foot in your mouth. What do you mean? I mean, bodyguards don't even operate on the same rank promotion system as the police in the first place. Bastion is another term for the... That's really funny. It also makes sense, because, like, a bastion of blah, blah, blah is also a... God, now I kind of want to play the game Bastion again. Y'all remember Bastion and Transistor? Good games. There are two large rectangles cut into the floor here. I can see hinges through the gaps. Although Supergiant's kind of on the at the moment. So maybe not. It's an emergency entrance disguised as an emergency exit. All the president would need to do is lower his rope ladder and make his miraculous escape. Which would make it an exit, not an entrance. So which is it? It's an exit, but it's used as an entrance. But disguised as an exit. Yeah. I think? Congratulations, you've even confused yourself. That's quite the achievement. Alright, is that everything we have here at the moment? I think... Oh, you know what it probably wants me to do? Nope, never mind. We'll have to keep looking. Two gas masks, in case of a poison gas attack, I suppose. The president certainly seems to think he's at risk of assassination at all times. Wow, gas mask! I've never seen one before. I've heard plenty about them, of course. Oh, from a fellow thief, I presume? No, from the Jammin' Ninja! You know, my favorite kids' TV show? Princess Murasaki was getting married, but Toxic Ninja Wolfsbane showed up to lay down some sick burns. Lower the sticky... I mean, maybe. Possibly. And time to tune out. Might save myself a brain cell or two. Says the one who likes watching the Steel Samurai. That's true. I haven't really thought about that. Yeah, I'll take a look at it later. A riot shield, and next to it a canary in a cage. Aw, she's so sweet. I want one. Did you ever see a cuter partner in crime? Partner in crime? Well, yeah, she can help me with lockpicking, stuff like that. A great thief has no greater ally than nature, Mr. Edgeworth. Sadly, such birds are most commonly used for detecting poisonous gases. Wait, this one isn't actually for that, is it? It's a solid circular life preserver, designed to be used in case of an emergency on the water. Or rather, the sea, to be more precise. Oh, the sea! I love the sea! We should go sometime. I'm sorry, but you'll have to make that particular trip without me. Oh, don't be like that. Come on, it'll be fun. We can have lobster rolls, ice cream, all that good stuff. Someone tells me the sea isn't the main attraction for you, is it? I must scour the scene and inspect everything. That looks heavy. So this is what a president wears, huh? Must be made of something super special. Yes, to protect him from bullets. What? So it's not just for show? Of course not. There's a bulletproof vest. Oh, so that's what one of those looks like. Why didn't you just say so? Now I feel silly. I do like the arcades. I do like the stupid lion thing. A curious figure of a curious animal with a curious expression is staring straight at me. And look, there's a big lever right by its butt. Don't even think about it. Oh, I wasn't thinking anything, I swear. I imagine that lever opens the panels beneath my feet. I see. As if we're standing on a trap door, I strongly advise you not to pull it. Do so, and you will regret it. You know, I'm okay with taking some advice, especially when it's from a professional killer. I'm not gonna say what I immediately thought seeing those colorful things on the corner of the desk. I'm not gonna say it. Documents of some kind. We could always steal a glance. Another security plan. Wait a second. Wait a second. You thought dog clickers? Okay. Hold on. This has a lot more security guards than the one that ended up happening. Oh yeah, like the one from the trash can. Precisely. But wait, something feels off. Multiple things feel off. I don't know if you've noticed. A, there's no pawns on this one. And B, the position of the rook and the knight are swapped. No, they definitely are. Because if you remember, in this one, it said rook repositioned in light of knight's injury, because knight's neck is injured.
Objection!
Hi, Kayla. What are we objecting to? Everything? Nothing? This motherfucker? It's the same rough diagram in the stage area. Yeah, like the other security plane we found. The one from earlier, you mean? Smack. I think I know what I already knew what Fluffy was trying to do. So now it's a matter of just waiting for it to start, because I know it's going to. It's going to smack me when I least expect it, but right now I'm expecting it too much. How goes the investigating? Well, first we thought it was this guy with the split face, but I was like, no, it's probably not him. But I thought maybe it was this reporter girl, but then I was like, wait a second, no, it's probably the other bodyguard. What could it mean? Time to put my powers of deduction to work. Wrong button. The two plans are different. Was the security detail reorganized at some point? Huh? Oh, you're right! Yeah, we made some last-minute changes yesterday. President's orders. Why the urgency? Because of what happened the day before. The killer here tried to take him down. He infiltrated the security detail, posed as one of us. Rook figured it out first, but not before the guy got within striking distance of the president. If our leader hadn't stepped in just then, we'd all have been out of a job. But he made it, and our friend here wound up with a seriously twisted arm. Rook put a bullet in it for good measure, too. And where were you while this was happening? You were the first one I overpowered, were you not? Oh, that's embarrassing. Shut up, kid! Oh, now I get it. Neck has barely begun to heal, and you've already forgotten who I am. Busted up my neck so bad I can't even look to my right. I was somewhat astonished to have sustained an injury at all. A testament to Mr. Rook's skill. He was truly a master of his craft. Unlike a certain other someone I could mention, I'm just as good as he ever was. You are a pawn to his queen, my young friend. What the heck do you know? So that's why you remembered Mr. Rook's name. You admired his skill as a bodyguard. Indeed. While I was serving on the team, I learned the names of all the operatives. But his in particular stayed with me. I joined the very short list of those who have ever successfully wounded me. So that's the connection he was talking about. And that's why we changed up the security plan. Had to be sure there weren't any more assassins in the ranks. President didn't want anybody on stage he didn't trust, and he only trusts 2 people. Me and Rook. How does that explain your change of position?
Oh yeah, he switched over to the right-hand side.
I told you, can't turn my neck to the right. It only covered the president's left side. So I wound up moving to the right side of the stage. These personal safety alarms are very colorful. Looks like they get a lot of use as well.
I like the president. He seems like a thoughtful guy. Buying these for his kids, maybe his wife too.
Why would they all be here if that was the case? No, these are for his own personal use.
Objection, Your Honor. It's simply not possible for one person to use as many personal alarms. Why, you ask? Because he is human and therefore possesses only 2 hands.
20 hands wouldn't be enough to recount the number of objections I have to that objection.
Alright, what have we got so far?
I feel like... No, not yet. It's a bank of monitors displaying camera feeds from in and around the plane.
I'm a scout with it. Wait, what the hell is happening here? What's with the toy?
What on earth is this? Oh, that is the president's favorite plushie. It's a memento of... something. Anyway, don't touch. If that's the case, then why has it been left up there like nobody cares about it?
Left up there like nobody cares about it? Yeah, that is pretty weird.
That certainly wouldn't be the first place I would think to display a beloved item. Wait, are those shards of glass underneath it? I thought something seemed strange about this cubbyhole, but now I'm sure of it. There's almost certainly another monitor here.
One of the monitors broke. Was broken, was destroyed.
These monitors are displaying the cockpit and parts of the plane's exterior. But I don't see anything out of the ordinary. Except for this one that's all fuzzy. This monitor is displaying a feed of this very room.
They didn't go cheap when they bought these, huh? Very high res.
Oh, I'm afraid I can't quite tell myself, but
I can even see the little crow's feet around your eyes.
Oh, my bad.
They're just the usual little deeply etched lines, you know, on your forehead.
Have you quite finished? It's the outside of the plane. Most intruders cannot hope to approach without being spotted, but that's magically a child's play in my case.
Whoa! You're saying you get past cameras like this without being seen?
Of course, with ease.
You have to teach me how. Please! Are you taking on apprentices by any chance?
Hey, you do realize who you're talking to, don't you?
Sorry. Had to ask, though. What a great skill for a great thief to know.
Unfortunately for you, I'm not the type to take on understudies.
You're not, huh? Shame.
Shame? In what way, exactly?
She's like, yeah, I know that he's a hired assassin hitman and he's killed a bunch of people, but also... I didn't do it. I'm a reporter. I bag scoops, not souls.
But then why lie about your jacket and the laser sight?
Y'all would think it was fishy.
Is that really all it was?
Please, you gotta believe me. I could never do something like this.
I'd like to tell you everything will be alright, but just try not to worry too much. If you really are innocent, I'll prove it, one way or another.
Thanks, Chief. I believe in you.
How many times must I tell you I am not your chief?
Oh, sorry, Ruffles. Clean forgot you were Chief number 2.
That's not what I meant. Someone has left an inflatable boat and an oar here. Probably so it's ready to go at any time.
Wait, but there's only one oar!
You can still row with one oar, you know.
It's a little bit slower, but you know, you do what you gotta do. Why is the gas mask down? Or the oxygen mask down? No, whatever.
It's not letting me look. Okay. I have high hopes for your investigation. I do hope you won't betray my trust in you. Things are progressing well, I hope. There's no need to worry. Things are progressing just fine. Remember, I absolutely despise betrayals of all kinds. Yes, I know. Indeed you do. So please, do take care not to double-cross me, accidentally or otherwise. I really have no choice but to do as he says for now. Can't believe I let an assassin onto the President's plane. You know very well it's for the good of the investigation, Mr. Knight. Don't give me that! I know what you really want. You do indeed, because you heard me say it already. I wish to know about the truth behind Mr. Rook's death. But you did also say you were asked to assassinate the President by a certain someone. You seem to have forgotten that there are more pressing matters at hand. I don't often carry out unpaid work, but it's not entirely unheard of. Fine. We'll get back to the investigation. Good. I'm expecting great things from you, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm gonna present, the whatchamacalls. Oh, never mind, it won't let me. Okay, which means we probably have all the pieces we need. I don't think this is right, but I'm gonna try it anyways. Never mind, I got it. I'm a genius. Ignore the part where I said I don't think this is right. 2 bullets were fired in total. We know this because 2 shots were heard. One traveled through the flag and into the balloon. The other took Mr. Rook's life. But there's a bullet in the President's vest too, right? How is that possible? Oh, indeed. The numbers don't add up. However, there is one possible explanation. There is? After passing through his body, the bullet that took Mr. Rook's life then found itself lodged in the vest. In other words, 2 of our bullets were in fact 1. No way! He's right. If the President had been wearing that vest, things could have been a lot worse. And he wasn't injured at all with the impact. Even when obstructed by a vest, a bullet can inflict serious damage. Yeah, but you know, when it goes through a body, it loses a lot of velocity. Sure, I've known guys who got broken bones that way. But the President's okay. He's made of strong stuff. He got abs of steel. Sounds like he didn't even need a vest. Let's not get carried away here. I want that bullet's ballistic markings analyzed. Remind me what those are again? Guns have a unique pattern of grooves on every bullet they fire. By examining these grooves, we can use them to identify which gun it came from. I think of them as fingerprints of a sort. You can tell all that from a bullet? Then what are we waiting for? Analyze away. Might be easier said than done. That bullet had solid armor. The impact will have completely flattened it. You'll be lucky if there's anything left for forensics to find. What? I was all set for some analyzing. That's quite enough investigating for now. What is taking so long, Detective Gumshoe? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, have you solved the case? No, not yet. Is that so? Then perhaps interviewing another key witness might help you to do so. Another witness? Who? You don't mean... the most important witness of all, the man on the other side of that door. He really intends to have me question the President? No, if you would be so kind as to summon him, Mr. Edgeworth. Stop right there, the killer. You're nuts if you think I let you anywhere near you. Well, Mr. President, I'm sure you are watching us through your security feed, aren't you? In which case, I politely request that you show yourself. That is, if you value your bodyguard's life. I guess not. Oh then. If nothing else, we now know what kind of a man you really are. Mr. President! Stop! You can't do this! Let's all just calm down, alright? Come on, Detective, where the blazes are you? The lights! What's happening? Listen well, Mr. Edgeworth, I would advise you to stay very still. It seems I'll not be granted my audience with the President after all. You want Mr. Knight's life as my bargaining chip. No, stop! Ugh. Okay, You won't get away with this, Tequila! I've seen enough, and now I know the truth. Where are you? Where did you go? Ugh! Ugh! I'll leave the rest in your capable hands, Mr. Edgeworth. Or... Mr. Edgeworth! Detective Gumshoe.
Sir! Mr. Edgeworth, sir! March 25th, 4:45 p.m. Zhang Fa Presidential Plane.
I must have been knocked unconscious.
Sir, you're okay!
Are you alright, Mr. Edgeworth? Never mind me. He didn't hurt you, did he, Kay?
Nah, I'm fine. Only just woke up myself. My head will be sore for a while, but that's about it. So you can stop worrying.
Detective, did you manage to stop the killer?
Well, see, Miss Lloyd came running out of the plane and, she told us he'd flown the coop. We were too late. I'm sorry, sir. Bodyguard over there told us something too. Seems there's an inflatable boat missing by the window. The killer must have stolen it and rowed himself across the lake.
What about the cordon around the park?
I've called everybody back in to stake out the plane, including the guy stationed across the water.
No. So he's completely slipped through our fingers.
Not the best look for the
Give me
department.
excuses. Give me results.
I'm sorry, Skipper. I'm so sorry, Skipper.
It's perfect timing there, though. Hey, Edgeworth. Mr. Knight. You alive? Yeah, no thanks to that, murderer.
Well, that reminds me. I found this lying on the ground next to you, Mr. Edgeworth.
A calling card, marked with a seashell.
Guess he wanted to leave a message.
His distinctive seashell emblem that was on his chest the whole time we were talking to him earlier. God damn it, Edgeworth. Fucking idiot that he is. Fool that he is! The killer usually leaves these next to the bodies of his victims.
But you're not dead, sir.
But I could have been. Maybe that's the message. I can't stop thinking about his parting words. I mean, to be fair, he's been a bigger fool when he wasn't the lead. I leave the rest in your capable hands. And now I know the truth. The truth about what? Roger that. All clear out here, sir. Over. What's going on? That was the president. He's coming out. Now? Damn, he big. So he's the president of Zhang Fa, Mr. Dijon Wang. And you are? It's an honor to meet you, Mr. President. My name is Miles Edgeworth. The honor is all mine, Mr. Edgeworth. I am Dijon Wang. Your efforts on behalf of Zhang Fa have not gone unnoticed. You averted something of a crisis 2 weeks ago. He must be referring to the Autogrosso case. It's either very smooth and very fluffy, or it's very stringy. Thank you, sir, but all I did was solve a few local cases of murder. You are too humble. I have been observing your investigation. You are an impressive operator, Mr. Edgeworth, even if the killer did get away. That's very kind of you to say. So he was watching through his security fade. Sadly, I must inform you that this is as far as your investigation goes. What do you mean? Hear me, foolish prosecutor, for I shall say this only once. Foolish, you were just praising me a moment ago. Knight has appraised me of the state of affairs, and from this point forward, the case will be handled by Zhang Fa's police force, the finest in the world. You want to kill out of the picture, they're still looking to get me thrown off the case.
What do you think you're doing, pal? Nobody talks to Mr. Edgeworth like that. If it hadn't been for him, the killer would have...
Detective! Forgive him, Mr. President, but I must confess to being somewhat confused. I fail to see how or why this case falls within Zhang Fa's jurisdiction. You fail to see? Enough, puny prosecutor. You seek explanations from a head of state? I say no! 1,000 times no, I will not explain myself to you. Now hand over the evidence you have gathered and remove yourselves from this plane. I'd do as he says if I were you, Edgeworth. This can't really be the end of the line, can it? Can it? Case evidence handed to Mr. Knight, the fucker. Why? Why let us come so far only to pull the case out from under us? Do you think that he's in on it? No, that wouldn't make sense, would it? No. You may leave. Knight, detain the suspect. Yes, sir, right away. To make an attempt on my life, to murder one of my faithful servants, the effrontery, the villainy.
I didn't murder nobody, cause I...
Shut your mouth, Miss Journalist. Answer me this. In a world already lousy with lies, with deception, with sin and iniquity, can we stand by and suffer yet another crime to go unpunished? I say no. 1,000 times no. There can be no forgiveness. There can be no surrender. Why, you ask me? Then I will tell you. He's hiding something. I'm certain of it. And if I leave now, we'll never know the truth.
Mr. Edgeworth, sir!
Mr. Edgeworth, there's gotta be something we can do. Think, Miles. Remember, how many times have you faced situations like this in the courtroom? Only against Phoenix. And in those times you were wrong. Oh yeah, no, that thing is bulging with muscles. Again, mostly show muscles, but whatever. You've confronted the lies of witnesses and countered the arguments of other lawyers. Has the critical evidence always been laid at your feet? No! And yet you always got the truth of the situation in the end. With your greatest weapon of all, your words. Is it time to play a chess game? Are we gonna play chess again? Yep, here we go. Now, let us analyze the state of play. Begone, puny prosecutor, or do you dare defy the direct order of a president? He's not going to listen. He clearly means to drown out any objection by means of pure rhetorical force. When an opponent is on the offensive, the best thing I can do is bide my time and wait for an opening. As he said himself, he's a head of state, a seasoned politician. He won't open himself up to attack easily. I can't let him bully me into submission. I have to stay calm and alert. If I can read his movements and expressions correctly, I may be able to find my moment. My first aim should be to find out why he's insisting on Zhang Fa taking over the case. The board is set. Time to make my opening gambit. Mind chess, commence! Please, about the case. Did I give you permission to speak? No! 1,000 times no. I am the leader of Zhang Fa. I have no time for your insolent backchat. I was simply hoping to confirm one basic fact. You say the investigation will now be assigned to your national police force? I do. Now enough of your pointless questions. Good boy. The interior of this plane is the sovereign territory of Zhang Fa. You have no rights here. Is that so? Could it be that our current location itself is significant somehow? I should keep that in mind. Could be a useful clue. I've exhausted this avenue of inquiry. Could you at least explain to me why I am off the case? Imbecile! Cease your insolent jabbering! I need not explain myself to you. My reasons are my own, and they are none of your concern. Perhaps it's time to employ my clue. In the course of your conversation, I've deduced certain facts from your behavior, Mr. President. For example, you seem particularly aggressive when discussing our current location. You smarmy smart aleck. As you said yourself, the presidential plane is the sovereign territory of Zhang Fa. And from that, we can infer that you believe the rules of extraterritoriality apply inside here. Is that correct? Enough! Cease your objectionable whining! If you have nothing else to say, then stop wasting my time and get out of my Oh, okay. So basically, I should have when he's panicking is my time to attack. I can't have him bully me onto the back foot. Stay calm and alert. Expressions correctly, I may be able to find an opening. Okay, this is him on the back foot when he's sweating like this. You can rant and roar all you like, but you won't escape my scrutiny. It was unmistakable. The moment I mentioned the extraterritoriality, you became visibly agitated. This feels like a dangerous game we're playing, but I'm okay with that. You think you're clever, don't you? Let me answer your little question. It's true. Extraterritoriality applies. Your laws mean nothing here. Last you saw, he was trying to...
shit. Here we go again.
Exactly. We're doing chess again. And why does that matter, you ask? It matters because it means you are powerless. You have neither influence nor authority here. Interesting. The extraterritoriality issue does have something to do with all of this. Let's dig a little deeper into the claim that the plane is sovereign territory, shall we? The next move will surely decide the victor. He may be the president, but nobody is untouchable. I just have to find the right angle of attack. Surely you see that you have overplayed your hand. Nobody asked for your opinion.
Ring, 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 banana phone.
Mush mush? Mush mush? Hello? Must have been a crank call. You need to only obey me, nothing else. You dare tell me how to govern, how to lead? You dare contradict me? On the matter of Mr. Guilt, Lloyd's guilt, yes, I do. No, she is guilty. She is the culprit. There's nothing left to debate. Who else could have fired from outside the plane? There is no other viable suspect. Fascinating. So he's claiming that Miss Lloyd fired at him from outside the plane. This could be a vital clue. You believe that extraterritoriality applies here, but can you prove it? Do you even understand what you are asking? Of course. If I didn't, I wouldn't ask it. Have you no shame, calling into question the good word of one such as myself? I have no more time for this. You clearly cannot be saved from your own foolishness. You needn't worry about me. I'm not the one who needs saving. That would be Miss Lloyd, the woman who is being wrongfully accused of this crime. Your chivalry is admirable, but it changes nothing. The right to extraterritoriality cannot be denied. This is Zhang Fa! Time to deploy my clue. Oh god, the sticker party right at this time. Is it dance party time? All the stickers are free. Go nuts. Have fun. Okay, that's really funny placement for that one. That's incredibly great placement for the loading sticker. Look at all the hearts. So many hearts. Oh my god, you can feel the love. The knife is out? The knife is out again? Oh, we're objecting to things? Oh, also, I just now looked at Discord and saw Rin posted what Cracker Barrel looks like inside. Yeah, it's definitely toned down a little bit from what I remember, but they still have the store at least. The store's right there. So that's nice. Oh god, it's that horrible duck. Not the duck. That thing's evil. And it hates me. Me specifically. It's definitely a little bit less than it was, but it's not as bad as I thought it was. As I thought it was going to be. In fact, they still have the store is the most important thing to me. It's very changed. It definitely is. I just don't remember. Here's the most important question. There's one most important question. There's another important question. Two important questions. Do they still have giant checkers? And do they still have the little peg game? The little triangle game that they have at the tables? Are those still there? Because if not, I'm going to be pissed. much less old-fashioned and handmade stuff, and much more expensive tchotchkes. No! Oh, they got rid of the checkers and they still kind of have the thing? I may not be able to call the extraterritoriality of the presidential plane into doubt. You have to ask for it? However, according to you, she shot at you from outside the aircraft. I mean, I guess that makes sense. From outside the aircraft, correct? In which case, extraterritoriality could not possibly apply in this case. Your assertion is entirely without merit, and the detainment of Miss Lloyd cannot be justified. How could I have bested by a mere prosecutor? But I am the president! The president! Checkmate. Mind chess. Checkmate. I trust you won't mind if we continue our investigation now, Mr. President. God, what are you wearing? Like latex? Like, look at you. How is it so... I hereby officially and unreservedly confirm my approval. Consider it a gesture of the magnanimity and generosity for which my good office is known. Yes, for without noble acts such as these, unmistakably and irrefutably, for which reason we hereby... there can be no other outcome, for our goals are lofty and our hearts... People of Zangfar, I swear to you here and now, this investigation will continue. All that when you could have just said, okay, you got me. Mr. Knight, if you would care to return the evidence... Take it. Case evidence retrieved. Did he fuck with anything? Did he fuck with anything? I sure did. Now the investigation can continue. Did he fuck with anything? I guess he didn't fuck with anything. Whatever. Enjoy your pocket full of pawns. I'll be over here enjoying how you put them into play. And then you will definitely enjoy my next move. Mr. President, one more favor, if you would be so kind. What is it? Could you please give us your testimony concerning the incident itself? We do. They're right here. Now you want me to testify? Whoa, that's your next move? If you want the president to testify, you'll have to take him to court. All in good time, Mr. Knight. He will get his day in court soon enough. But if a person of interest refuses to cooperate at the investigative stage of the process, they are obliged to provide detailed justification as to the reasons for doing so. What's the matter? Is this something you'd rather we didn't know? Stand down, Knight. I'll do as the prosecutor asks. Again, like, in reality, these are show muscles that dude's gonna be winded very quickly. Thank you for your cooperation. Now listen and listen well. Like, maybe he'd actually do better than I think, but he looks pretty... Where was I when the incident occurred? The stage, of course. Suddenly, Rook and Knight jumped in front of me. Then, bang! A shot rang out and a plain, unblemished balloon of red exploded nearby. Not hesitating for an instant, my bodyguard tried to escort me back to the safety of the plane. And then the second shot. The bullet went right through Rook and lodged itself in the bulletproof vest I was wearing. Wait. I guess if you look at it one way, the president is also a victim here. Yes, the victim of attempted assassination. Rook was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. Exactly. Like, that's why there's the difference between the Mr. Universe contest and a strongman contest. Those two people look very differently. But that makes it even weirder. Why would the target of a crime try to obstruct the investigation? My guess is that there's something behind all this that he doesn't want made public.
A cover-up, huh? I knew there was more to this case than meets the eye.
And the president's the only one who knows the truth. Isn't that right, Mr. Knight? Time to get to the bottom of this once and for all. Okay. Suddenly, Rook and Knight jumped in front of me. Then bang, a shot rang out and a plain, unblemished balloon of red exploded nearby. What the hell does he mean? About that red balloon. Are you trying to test me, Mr. Prosecutor? No, Mr. President, I simply wish to confirm what you remember. Very well. There were two very large, very round balloons, one on either side of the stage. Is that true? Not that we know of. I don't remember there being balloons. Fascinating. Their deep crimson hue should stalk against the sky, just as the security plan said they would. Spectator area should be, less cover for Lakeside now. Eyes in this area. Nighttime. I don't see anything about the security plan mentioning from beneath because red bottom. Oh, the Steel Samurai balloon. That's true. The same security plan we found in the trash can, I assume. Rook and Knight leapt to my aid just before the balloon exploded. Not hesitating for an instant, my bodyguards tried to escort me back to the safety of the plane.
Hold it!
Do you know where that second bullet went? Is this how you treat a foreign dignitary? Or do you really think such an even question's necessary? Whoa, what's he so upset about? Must you insist on going over the same details again and again? Even my patience has its limits. You know full well where it went.
Hold it!
If I may ask, what was the victim like in that moment? He was a man amongst men, a real hero. Hi Delphi, welcome back. The mere impact of the bullet took my breath away, and yet he had the strength to grab me and rush me back inside the presidential plane. So you and the victim entered the plane together, is that correct? Yes, he offered his noble protection and I gladly accepted it. All was as it should be.
That sounds nice and all, but doesn't that just mean he's always the first to make his escape?
He's the president, detective. It's basically in his job description to do so. Nothing he's saying seems too off base.
Guy's the victim here. Wouldn't make much sense for him to lie to us, you know? Guess we gotta assume he's telling the...
No. One of the things he said is clearly wrong. I think back to the scene of the crime.
Huh? Did we miss something?
Alright, let me see the evidence again. Might as well take another look myself. Yeah, I guess he's talking about this one, the Steel Samurai balloon. Okay. Suddenly, a plain, unblemished balloon of red. Plain, unblemished balloon of red. You say it was a plain red balloon that burst, but I strongly beg to differ. Whoa! Now take a look at this. I think you'd agree that it's hardly plain, wouldn't you? No! What? Who is that? Mr. President, meet the Steel Samurai. Lot of folks you might recognize him, especially if you were hoping to ingratiate yourself with the people of this country. Ha! Yeah, you need to watch the Jammin' Ninja too. It's amazing. So you see, the balloon that was struck by the bullet was anything but plain. It was, in fact, of the Steel Samurai. But the briefing mentioned two plain red balloons.
Headshot.
Well, he wasn't shot in the head. And there they were, right on the security plan. They do look pretty plain, don't they? Just simple round balloons. Knight, what is the meaning of this? Explain yourself. Yes, Mr. President. It seems the Steel Samurai balloon was borrowed at the last minute, sir. Borrowed? That's what we were told. I guess they only reported the incident to us bodyguards, though. Seems there was a little trouble here on site last night. One of the original balloons burst somehow. So they swapped it in as an emergency replacement? Yeah, one of the stall holders happened to have it. From what I hear, he was more than willing to lend it out. Very happy-go-lucky kind of guy, they said. A happy-go-lucky stall holder with a Steel Samurai balloon to spare. They filled just the bottom part up with air to make it look like the other ornamental balloon. So while it was a steel samurai balloon, it was made to look like a plain red one above water.
Just like Biscuit is. Although I don't know if Biscuit's scared of the nail trimmer or just me grabbing his paws.
Is that the long and short of it? Knight, why was I not informed of this? Sorry, sir. We didn't think it was a pressing issue. And indeed, you saw it and knew no different, correct? Yes, I suppose so. Could he really have mistaken the steel samurai's pants for a plain red balloon?
That does explain a lot, though.
Still, Mr. President, I struggle to see how you wouldn't have noticed something different about the balloon. Of course! Well, what's this outburst for? Now I remember. I could barely see the balloon. You couldn't see it? Oh, that's right. The wind was blowing too hard, and the flags to the sides of the stage were flapping incessantly and blocking my view. Is that so?
Yeah.
Yes, those two flags. They were being blown back towards me.
Here we go. This is what we needed. This is what we needed. Because right now, we think that they were like this. And thus the shot was coming from the southern spectator area. But if in truth they were blowing like this, then what happened is they came from on stage.
There would have been a strong wind blowing right around the time of the incident. Strong enough to blow the flags in just such a fashion.
Yeah, you can see them here. Right here, when the shot happens, hi Biscuit, you can see, but I think Knight was the one who did it. I think Knight's the murderer. So I think this picture right here is of him shooting the balloon through the flag.
But does that conflict in any way with our understanding of the case? Thank you, Mr. President. Your testimony has revealed yet another contradiction. It has? Yes, a contradiction that could turn this entire case on its head. When I arrived on the scene, the wind had died down and the flags were resting calmly for the most part. But if the wind had previously been blowing the flags as the President describes, a certain piece of evidence suddenly takes on a very different meaning. But which one?
This one. Thank you for the applause.
Earlier we deduced that the bullet that struck the steel samurai balloon and the bullet that passed through the flag were one and the same. From these two things, we further deduced the trajectory that the bullet must have taken. And we concluded that our shooter must have fired from the left side of the spectator area.
Hydrate, will do. Biscuit is back in the lap, by the way. I am postured as much as I can, for there being a biscuit in my lap.
Oh, baby darling.
I'm getting some water. Please don't knock that off. Thank you. Baby. Okay. And we got hit with a save. Will do. Ooh, big baby just did a yawn. Baby did a yawn. So, okay, again, it feels like Biscuit knows when the microphone is on and nearby. Because, like, sometimes when he yawns, it's a very big, kind of yawn. But just now, when the microphone's right here, right next to him, he goes silently. It's like, buddy, don't you want the people to hear you? Don't you want to give the good people some meows? Nope, sorry.
But if the flags were blowing as the President describes, our conclusion becomes quite different.
No way! If the flags were pointing the other direction,
Exactly. Our trajectory changes completely. And if we trace that trajectory back to its source, we can ascertain who really fired that shot.
Oh wait, but Mr. Edgeworth, that would mean...
Yes, I know. We may not yet understand the reason why, but it can only have been one person who did it. Who does the bullet's new trajectory implicate as the one who fired the shot?
Take that!
The person who fired that shot was none other than you, Mr. Knight.
What?
The path from the balloon back through the flag leads directly to the spot where you were standing. Bullet trajectory data updated.
But the guy's one of the president's bodyguards! Why the heck would he go around shooting balloons?
This is absurd. What exactly are you trying to imply? That Mr. Knight, a man who has saved my life countless times, is my would-be assassin? Seriously, Edgeworth, we put up with a lot from you, but this? Ooh, and all that. We're President Wang's bodyguard. We're the piece on the board to protect the king.
Posture and hydrate. Okay. I'm postured as much as I can while Biscuit sees that there's a cup on... Welcome back, Maya. Biscuit sees that there's a cup on my desk, and he's like, I must stretch out and I must mess with it. Lucky for me, baby, it's already empty. Hey, don't bite that. Don't. Hey, let go. Ow! Biscuit! Nope. Time out, time for you. Whatever. Naughty Biscotti indeed. He was out of his biting phase for a while, and now he's really back in his biting phase. But also, I just need to get better about being like, okay, no matter what, if you bite me, you have to go into timeout. That we have no other choice, just to make sure that you know to stop it in general.
I'll handle this, Knight. Sorry, sir. Mr. Edgeworth, the wind was indeed blowing quite fiercely around the time of my speech. But the wind can pick up and die away in an instant. Therefore, I need proof. Proof that was blowing hard enough to lift the flags during the crucial moment.
Okay. What about this one? What about right here? How about this picture? Is that going to do it for you, buddy?
The first shot was fired right around the time the president raised his fist. I have a piece of evidence that shows just that. Perhaps it can also show us what was happening with the flag then, too.
Take that!
Your proof is in this picture right here. This should be good. Which picture? Where? We can see which way the flag was really blowing right here.
Take that!
Well, do you deny that it clearly shows the flag? Aye, and there we have it. Proof that it was blowing towards you at the moment of the shooting.
So that means our pal over there did shoot the balloon? Making him the assassin?
Mr. Knight. Mr. Knight is not the assassin. He may have shot the balloon, but the president was on... been aiming at his boss. Yeah, besides, why would I even shoot the balloon? What would be the point? And watch how you answer, or I might aim for something else next. There was a point, I'm sure of it. If I can figure out what it was, perhaps I can finally put this whole conundrum to rest. The fact alone changes everything about the case.
In other words, it wasn't actually an assassination attempt.
Why did Knight's assigned position change? But is that the only reason? Let us suppose that the plan hadn't changed. The Knight had remained posted on the left. Given that he was unable to turn his head to the right, would he have even been able to shoot the balloon closest to him? Could it be that the security plan was changed for the express purpose of popping one of the balloons? And if we suppose that to be the case...
No, it was... Here's the thing. I'm 100%... I know exactly what he did. He popped the balloon in order to cause an assassination scare. To be like, oh, someone's aiming at the president. Everyone get inside. And that's when... And during the chaos and confusion, he purposely goes to kill Rook because he wanted his job. It just so happens that it also hit the president's
bulletproof vest, but he's like, I'll take that risk. That's right. The president was the one who ordered the change. If I'm reading things right, the president knew in advance about the balloon shooting, which means he must have had foreknowledge he would be in someone's crosshairs today as well. And if that's true, then everything else that's been bothering me falls neatly into place. How did the shooter get the gun past such heavy security? And why would they carry out the shooting wearing such a conspicuous item of clothing? Why use a laser sight that would give away their location in an instant? And how did the president suffer no injuries at all despite a direct hit to his vest? These are questions that Knight and the President don't want us to consider. There's only one possible reason for Mr. Knight to have fired his gun. To create the illusion of assassination attempt. It's to increase his own popularity. He faked the assassination attempt. Idiots. You do understand what you're saying? Oh, I understand all too well. I understand everything now. Most of all, I understand why you were so keen to take this investigation off my hands, Mr. President. You wanted your real plans to remain hidden. How dare you speak to me that way? Is this some sort of sick joke? Oh, it's no joke, I assure you. It is simply the truth, as revealed by the careful application of logic and reasoning, nothing more. The first shot was fired by Mr. Knight, with the specific intention of hitting that balloon. Shh, we're not gonna talk. Shh, don't worry about it. It doesn't matter if we've thought of that connection. We're not bringing up that connection. It's fine. The sound of gunfire and the bursting of the balloon were guaranteed to cause a panic. And then he fired again.
He did?
Yes, he fired 2 bullets, both of which were aimed at the balloon. As for why he did so, it's because the second shot was designed to create the impression that the president had been hit. So then, what's the deal with the one in the vest? I'm willing to bet that bullet was planted there long before the shooting ever occurred. Oh, in other words, the reason why extraterritoriality matters, extraterritoriality is important here, because Rook really was killed on the plane. He was shot on the plane by them because he learned the truth, and he was like, "What the fuck, man?" And like, "Well, you found out. Guess you gotta die."
So Mr. Heroic President didn't take a bullet after all?
That's not true. I was shot, I tell you. We'll be able to verify that for ourselves once we take a closer look at the bullet. At the very least, we can expect to find traces of Mr. Rook's blood on it, correct? But you said it yourself. You found the shooter in a photograph. The person with the red hood. I thought I made myself clear. The trajectory points to only one possible shooter, Mr. Knight. Then where does Tabby fit into all this? She was simply one part of their plan. In order to place the suspicion elsewhere, they set about creating a fake assassin. The highly suspicious person with the red hood! I have yet to ascertain exactly how complicit Miss Lloyd was in the whole scheme, but I can say with some confidence that none of the shots were fired by her. I suspect her only job was to point a laser sight at the president.
That's right! And then, how was...
Tasked with turning your jacket inside out the moment the crowd flew into a panic, yes. Thus making the mysterious red-hooded shooter disappear in the blink of an eye. Then, when the gun and the security plan were later found in the trash can, it would have all appeared to have been the work of an assassin so skilled they could vanish into thin air.
But then the case would have gone cold!
Exactly what our friends here were hoping for. Makes sense now they wanted you off the case. Indeed, because the entire affair was a cheap ruse perpetrated by the president himself. Roar! It's a lot of roaring and screaming that I will not be doing today. Oh my god! What in the All Might? No, the presidential mask has well and truly slipped. Admit it, the entire assassination was a lie, wasn't it? That stupid chief prosecutor had insisted on assigning you. Oh, how could I let this happen?
Objection!
That's enough, Edgeworth. Mr. Knight! Sorry, but I'm speaking with the president right now. Now he looks like a lion, but also Yeah, well, I'm doing my job as a knight and protecting my king. So go ahead, keep running your mouth. Perhaps it would be better if we stuck to threatening each other with words. He wouldn't, would he? Nah, I don't need this thing to shut you up. Alright, my move. Question. You claim I fired my gun from on stage. How do you figure I did that in front of a crowd of thousands? An excellent point. A time for my counter move, I suppose. You had a certain something that allowed you to conceal your actions. A certain something, huh? Mighty specific.
Take that!
My attaché case? Yes, I took a look at case photograph. Your right hand is completely obscured by the case. At the very moment this picture was taken, you were firing your gun. And in such a way that you wouldn't be detected. You don't like to let the facts get in the way of a good theory, do you, Edgeworth? Shame you don't seem to have noticed. And notice what? The theories are all you have. Conjectures, nothing more. The flag was blowing in the wind at precisely the right moment. I hid my gun with my attaché case. We changed the security plan because I couldn't turn my head. It's all just speculation. Circumstantial evidence at best. You can't prove any of it. If you at least had the bullet that burst the balloon, you might have a scrap of credibility. Imagine, you could have run forensics to see if it matched my gun. But no, that bullet is at the bottom of the lake. You gonna dredge it up? I hate to say it, but he's right. I don't have anything concrete. I thought not. Maybe now you can shut your mouth. Who's holding it now? Miss Lloyd. Of course, she could set some light on this whole situation. I need to get her to talk. What's the matter? Something you want to say, Miss Journalist? No, never mind. That's what I thought. Miss Lloyd. I need you to be brave. If you don't speak up, the truth will be lost forever. If you are a journalist after all, are you not?
Dang it! I can't stay quiet any longer.
Hey, you understand what you're doing, right? I think carefully before opening that mouth of yours.
I was so focused on bagging me a scoop, I forgot the most important thing of all. Real journalists don't lie. Ain't no dang scoop if it ain't the truth. I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I should have showed you this before.
What is it?
It's the laser pointer I used on the president. But that's all I done. I never shot nobody.
You stupid! I thought I told you. You squeal, and you go down as an accomplice.
It was him. He told me to do it. I was at Zhang Fa's embassy stiffing out a story like I told you. This was 3 days back. He comes up to me out of the blue, just starts talking. Help me out and I'll get you exclusive access to the president, that kind of stuff.
Well, what about the gun and the trash can?
That I don't know nothing about, I swear it. All he told me was to wear a jacket with a red hood and to point that there pointer at the president. I never thought for a minute it'd blow up in my face so bad. I'm sorry, truly I am.
Thank you, Miss Lloyd. I'd like you to testify to that fact when this goes to trial. Ought to go a long way towards proving that the assassination was a sham. What's wrong with you people? Don't any of you know what's good for you? My sympathies, Mr. Knight. Had you successfully removed from this case as you had intended, perhaps then you could have kept your pawn quiet.
That's really funny. So let me get this straight. You told Tabby, if you let slip about our fake assassination plot, we'll have you convicted for murder or something like that. Of all the dirty...
I said no such thing. Hold it.
He looks more like a bulldog, honestly. With lion hair.
President Wang,
I'll give it up, Knight. It's time we came clean. It's our only choice.
So, Mr. President, you admit it. You admit that there was a plot to fake an assassination attempt?
I do. I'm sorry.
But why? Why do something like that?
My popularity has been on the wane back home. I thought surviving an attempt on my life might give me the boost I needed. I know what we did was wrong, so yes, it was all lies, all of it! Hey, there's a man who's dead, and the bullets in the vest, it was planted ahead of time. I wasn't hit by anything today.
But then, what was up with the killer?
Our plan got out somehow.
and then he disappeared, hell-bent on turning our fake assassination into a real one.
Hence the red raincoat, I suppose. We'd hope to get in close enough as the fake assassin to finish the job.
There is one thing I don't understand, though.
Oh, and what would that be?
Why did Rourke have to die? If the whole thing was fake, how did he wind up getting killed for real?
That's true, and therein lies the real question.
He was a fine bodyguard, the best in fact. He may not have been a native of Zhengfa, but he was someone I could fully trust.
Mr. Rook must have been really something to gain the trust of someone who'd hide from his own shadow.
Sounds like he was as trustworthy to the president as I am to you, huh, sir?
I believe that's for me to say, Detective, not to you. Mr. Rook must have known about the plan too, then, correct?
He wasn't aware of any specific details, so not really. I tried to involve him, but he refused.
And he would have done well to listen to him.
Oh, this is a tragedy. The life of a good man has been wasted.
Notice how quiet he is. What's so great about him anyway? Hey, dumbass, stop talking. If you don't want to be arrested for murder, stop fucking talking. What's gotten into him? He was just another piece on the board, there to protect you, nothing more.
Mr. Knight, how could you?
Who was that actually went along with your plan, huh, Mr. President? Well, that pious coward backed down when you needed him to step up the most.
I value your support too, of course, but...
Look, I'm your chief bodyguard now. That's all that matters. And now that the spineless fool Rook is gone, things are gonna change around here. Thanks to me, genius strategist, grandmaster, rightful leader of this team. He might as well be holding up a giant sign that says, I killed this guy for petty-ass reasons.
We are all well aware of your ambitions, Knight. But doesn't this seem a little imprudent of you?
Why? My plan this time was perfect, as they always are, and as they always will be.
That's quite a statement.
Especially considering that your perfect plan was an abject failure. Yeah, no thanks to you, and that buffoon Rook.
And how exactly was it Mr. Rook's fault?
If he hadn't died, the killer would have never come after me. And I wouldn't have had to let you on this plane.
Please, Mr. Knight, you mustn't talk like that.
Fine. The guy died protecting you, Mr. President. I'm sure that's just what he always wanted.
But did he die protecting the president?
Wait, I thought the whole assassination thing was fake. Oh, come on, do I have to say everything twice? We planned a fake assassination, but somebody else came along and tried to make it real. 2 shots were fired, remember? Like you said, Edgeworth, one of them was the bullet I shot through the balloon, but the second, that wasn't me.
Oh, really? Then who did fire it, and why were the 2 bullets missing from your gun?
The real assassin, but not to kill her. His plan was to come after the president with a knife. No, the most likely suspect here is the piece cowering quietly in the corner. Our lily-white queen over there.
What? Miss Lloyd? Again with this, I'm not your danged assassin.
But is that really true? I, for one, don't believe it. The gun in the trash can, it can only belong to you.
Wow, you're stupid.
As soon as I shot the balloon, I rushed over to help Rook escort the president back onto the plane. I left Rook here in this room while I secured the president in the safe room. When I came back out, Rook was lying there on the ground. Miss Journalist, Mrs. Shaw Rook, while we were escorting the president off stage. That single killer shot was fired by the gun you found in the trash.
So you don't actually know when the victim was struck by the bullet, do you?
The knight doesn't protect the Rook, Edgeworth. He protects the king.
If you want to translate, he means that his only concern was protecting the president.
Lose the king and you lose the game. Isn't that the first rule of chess?
But a win in which a key piece is sacrificed is a hollow victory indeed.
Doesn't matter, it's still a victory. I kept the president safe, I win.
Well, it's a bit early to be calling our little match in any case, for this is where our battle really begins.
Okay, this is taking longer than I thought. Should we finish this, or do you think we can... Or should we go ahead and just call it here and we'll finish it up next week? Finish? Alright, fine, we'll finish. I'm sure we're almost done. As soon as I shot that balloon, I rushed... Oh, wait, no, we already did all this. Hey, hold on. Hold on, I already know what's wrong. I already know where you're lying, asshole.
Objection!
Hey, idiot, 2 bullets. How am I feeling? I'm feeling fine.
So you contend that it was you who shot the balloon, and Mr. Lloyd who shot Mr. Rook? Are you sure about that?
Sure, I'm sure.
While what you propose would indeed match up with the total number of shots heard, the gun from the trash can itself has also been fired twice. And now why would the supposed number of shots heard from this gun differ from the number of spent rounds? It's simple, because it was planted. Planted by the real perpetrator of the crime. Somebody faked the evidence? Yes, and if you think about it, their reason for doing so is obvious. To ensure that whoever found the gun would conclude that the shooter had been in the spectator area. And in order to do that, they had to make it seem as if both shots had come from this one weapon.
I get it. So that's why it's got 2 rounds spent, huh?
Precisely. As we have already proven, the bullet that burst the balloon came from a different weapon, which makes it entirely possible that the bullet which killed Mr. Rook didn't come from this gun either.
Nice work, Edgeworth. That's some high-grade sleuthing. But why don't you get to the point? You've come this far, spit it out.
Oh, I intend to, don't worry. The person who really shot Mr. Rook was you dumbass. You, Mr. Knight, you're the one who murdered Mr. Rook.
Oh, finally got up the courage to say it, huh?
Surely not. Surely you wouldn't have.
It wasn't only to kill...
wrong voice. It wasn't only the killer who tried to take advantage of the fake murder plot. You killed Mr. Rook, hoping that he would look like an accidental victim of the bungled assassination. With the president locked away in the safe room and the door of the airplane tightly closed, it was just you and Mr. Rook, alone, together. And that was when the third bullet was fired, right into your colleague's body, and that is why the security monitor is broken.
Wait, you're really gonna claim that there's a third one now? You just said only 2 gunshots were heard. Wanna tell me how that works?
Airplane cabins are practically soundproof, Mr. Knight. If you close the door, nothing can be heard from the outside, not even gunfire.
But wasn't the president right next door?
Very true, which means he may have heard the shots himself. Well, Mr. President, I didn't hear anything. But you can observe this room through your security feed, can you not? The camera in this room isn't normally on. I have to manually switch it on when I enter the safe room.
And that's what you did this time too, right?
Well, that is... What's gotten into him?
Mr. President, this is vitally important. Please, President Wang.
Fine, I was busy hiding under the bed, covering my ears.
What? Even though you knew the whole thing wasn't real?
Yes, because I hate the sound of guns.
What a mood.
I just the slightest hint of that awful noise, and no, it's too much.
He really is a coward. But, you know what, that's fair. Oh, they're sadder than a pot of overcooked crawfish.
Mr. Knight, you saw that President Wang was cowering beneath the bed. And what's more, you knew from the monitor bank that the security camera for this room hadn't been switched on, which means you knew that the circumstances were perfect for you to fire the third shot straight at Mr. Rook. Knight, could you really have betrayed my trust so horribly?
You think I killed the old half-wit? You don't trust me much, huh? Those are the things I get for putting my life on the line for you day after day.
I want to believe you, but
I don't get it. I just don't get it. What is there to doubt here? What? You don't believe that the girl over there could have done it?
Well, no, because this gun isn't a murder weapon. We know this from the number of bullets fired.
Yeah? Well, how do you know there wasn't a spent bullet from the start?
What?
Someone could have fired a bullet from the gun yesterday or the day before. Then today another bullet. The bullet that hit Rook.
That's pure speculation, pal, and you know it!
Maybe. But can you prove it's not true?
Not with any certainty, no.
Boy, this is such a tactic that I'm annoyingly used to. Hey, you're just using all speculation. You can't use that as proof. And then, I know I'm speculating, but you can't prove what I'm saying is false. You can't prove what you're saying is true, and you can't prove that what I'm saying is false, so I'm telling the truth. Fuck you. You're nothing without conclusive proof, so come on. Single piece of evidence straight through my heart. I dare you. Well, what are you waiting for? There must be something, mustn't there, Mr. Edgeworth? If we can't prove it, Tabby's... Please, Ruffles. I messed up. I know I did. I should never have done what I did, not even for a scoop. But murder? Nah, that ain't me. Ain't a murderous bone in my body. Conclusive proof. Only I could prove that Knight's gun is the murder weapon. Wait, perhaps I can. If we had the bullet that killed Mr. Rook, for instance, could tell us which gun it was fired from. No proof, no case. End of conversation. Hold it right there. What now? You're not about to claim you do have proof. Of course I do. This ought to be good. Alright, bring it on. Show me this proof of yours. The bullet that killed Mr. Rook is the key to the ending of this game. Very well, my conclusive evidence is not currently in my possession. Alright then. Thanks for playing, folks, but that's game over. However, it is here in this room. What? Not to be known, the bullet that killed Mr. Rook passed through his body. But where did it end its journey? Perhaps we should cast our minds back to an earlier conversation. But now, of course, we know that the so-called assassination attempt was a complete fabrication. The vest was prepared in advance, made it look as if it had been hit by a bullet. Which begs the question, where's the real bullet? I like it. A twist. This is good stuff, Edgeworth. Come on then. Don't keep us in suspense. Does any of the evidence I possess? Yeah, this one.
Take that!
There's something very clearly missing from this room. Yes, a prosecutor with some common sense. I'll take a look at the bank of security monitors, you idiots. Oh! I see you've caught on, Mr. President. Splendid. There are screens here showing views from all around the airplane, inside and out. The only external angle not covered is the right-hand side of the aircraft, and that's because one of the monitors is missing. There was a monitor in that space previously, wasn't there, Mr. President?
Well, there was. I have no idea what my plushie is doing there now, though.
It appears to be someone's vain attempt to hide what is obviously lacking. But where did it go, and why? The why is easy enough to answer, because it was struck by a bullet. But if we were to believe that the bullet in the vest was the real deal, then anything that hinted at the existence of another bullet had to be removed. So, where did the missing monitor go? Where indeed. I believe that it must be hidden somewhere on this plane. After all, there wouldn't have been time to dispose of it outside the aircraft. Detective Gumshoe, conduct a search if you would.
You're out of way, sir.
Mr. President, extraterritoriality, remember?
I have no objection to the search. Please, go ahead. If you will help us discover the truth behind what happened to Rook, I will not stand in your way.
What are you? I don't believe this. Rook this, Rook that. Don't you ever think about anybody else. This has been authorized, Detective, if you wouldn't mind.
Sir, I found the monitor.
Excellent work. Now go ahead and extract the bullet.
Let's see. If I put my hand in here and just... Come on. Got it.
Then, would you look at that? Blood. This is the bullet that killed Mr. Rook. There's no doubt about it. And there you have it, Mr. Knight. The single piece of evidence you requested straight through your heart. Even you must now admit, if this bullet didn't come from this spectator area gun, then Miss Lloyd cannot be Mr. Rook's killer. What? No pithy comeback? Detective, have forensics analyze the bullet for striations, compare them to the gun we found.
Yes, sir. We'll get the evidence you need. You can count on it. You can count on it.
Also, it makes no sense that the bullet... Yeah. Alright, let's hear what forensics has to say. Our findings are as follows, sir. Firstly, the blood on the bullet is indeed that of the victim, proving that it was the bullet that killed Mr. Rook. Secondly, we found Mr. Knight's fingerprints on the gun, probably from when I handed all the evidence over to him. Now for the key part, the striations. If they're not a match, then Miss Lloyd is in the clear. Lastly, the striations on the bullet are a match with this weapon. What? But how could that be? No way! Oh, come on! There's no doubt about it, sir. This is the gun that fired the bullet. How? Well, isn't that something? Conclusive proof that I was right. What's the matter? You didn't think you had me backed into a corner, did you? Guess you misread the board. Because the only one backed into a corner here is you. There's no denying it. Forensics proved that the gun and the bullet art, except for the fact that if all the guns are made by the same manufacturer, they're very likely to have the same striations. The rifling is going to be the goddamn same. Forensics proved that the gun and the bullet are a match. The bullet that killed Rook was fired from the gun you found in the spectator area. So who pulled the trigger? It can't have been me. I was up on stage, which leaves your little friend. The hack killed Rook. She's the murderer and you just proved it. Your move, Edgeworth, but just remember 2 things. 1, where you found that gun, and 2, which gun the fatal bullet came from. Whichever way you look at it, I can't have been the murderer. How did it come to this? Me and the president, we admitted to faking the assassination attempts. Now it's your turn to admit something. Who the killer really is. There's no way Tabby did it. Is there? Don't let him get to you, Kay. We just need to go over his statements again. There must be something further we can deduce from them. Okay, let's do this, Mr. Edgeworth.
Hold it!
No, that's...
Objection!
What was it you said? That forensics would back you up? How does it feel to be shot in the chest by your own conclusive proof, huh? Not so good, I imagine. The bullet and the gun are a match, Mr. Edgeworth. That kinda has to mean that Tabby pulled the trigger. Even so, I simply cannot accept that.
But sir, there's no denying the evidence.
Oh, there isn't. So what am I missing? If I assume Miss Lloyd to be innocent, then the gun and the bullet shouldn't be a match. What is it, Kay? I was just thinking, if the evidence points to something that doesn't seem possible, then maybe there's something wrong with it. You're asking me to call the evidence into question. Well, there's no way Tabby did this, right? So if the evidence says that she did, then the problem must lie there. You seem very sure about this. Call it my great thief's intuition. Intuition, Still, she could be right. I simply don't believe Miss Lloyd to be a malicious liar, which means... As someone who believes that evidence is everything in courts, the irony is not lost on me, but if I were to call a piece of evidence into question, it would have to be... If something untoward is going on here, it would have to involve the weapon, not the bullets. After all, we only just recovered the bullets a little while ago. Furthermore, we know that Mr. Knight had an opportunity... He switched out the guns! Motherfucker switched out the guns! What, when he took all the evidence, he swapped out the guns. Son of a bitch. Indeed, he had ample opportunity. There's no doubt that this gun is the weapon that was used in the crime, which means it must belong to...
Take that!
The gun belongs to Mr. Knight. He switched them around. That has to be it. But damn it, how do we prove that? It was fired from the gun you found in the spectator area.
Objection!
Objection! Admit it, you switched the guns, didn't you, Mr. Knight? That's why the markings match the weapon in question. It was yours all along. An intriguing move there, Edgeworth. And... You must have made the switch when I handed over the evidence. While I was busy trying to make the case for remaining on the investigation, you took the laser sight from the gun we found in the trash can and put it on your own. Then, not long afterwards, you handed that gun back to me instead of the one we found. I did, huh? You think I somehow knew you'd find, let alone run forensics on that bullet sometime in the future? Is that so strange? You're a chess player, after all. I'm well used to thinking several moves ahead. If we test your gun for fingerprints, we're gonna find my fingerprints on there. I'm flattered, but much of it pains me to admit it, you're overestimating my abilities. Like, your gun. Okay, if we... Hands up, everyone hands in the air. If we were to say that that means that it's impossible for my fingerprints to be on the gun that is currently in your hand, and we have forensics here, you wouldn't be opposed to them maybe checking that out and proving it? Besides, do you have any proof that I made the switch? Fingerprints, bitch. The gun is the same model as mine. Weird, sure, but it's just a coincidence. And look, there's a laser sight attached. Also, take a look in the cylinder. 2 spin bullets. Just what we'd expect to see. So what proof do you have that I switched the original gun out for mine, huh? None! That's what. You say I'm overestimating your abilities. You surprise me. What can I say? I'm a modest guy. More modest than you, that's for sure. Bye, Maya. And I hope work is going smoothly. Everywhere except at the chessboard, that is. Well, I don't see a chessboard here, do you? Shame. Still, guess that gives you a nice excuse. I didn't mess up, I just didn't have the right evidence. I don't think I'll be the one making excuses. Rather, I didn't mess up. They just got lucky with the evidence. Will be your excuse, I'd imagine. Okay. The gun's the same model. Weird, but it's just a coincidence. I mean... because you swapped it on there. Put up or shut up, Edgeworth. Where's your evidence? Well, that is... Don't go making accusations you can't back up. Or did your daddy never teach you that? Don't talk about my dad. Do not talk about my father like that. He died in an elevator. It was very traumatic. As it stands, it's factor in my favor here.
Hold it!
I've been meaning to ask, actually. What about your own weapon? How many spent bullets on its cylinder? This old girl here? Well, now. I enlisted a few rounds earlier, as you saw. He reloaded his gun he reloads his gun every time he fires it. No, they're the same model. But even if I were to tell you how many there were at the time, you'd have no way of verifying that. Of course, in order to swap the guns properly, he'd have to maintain the right number of bullets per gun. He didn't have a chance to put on any gloves, though, which means... Alright, I think it's about time you did the right thing and resigned, don't you? Game's all but gone, see? Actually we do. Because these should have your, fingerprints. This one should have your fingerprints on it.
Objection!
There's an all. Damn it! Nope. Okay. I was trying. Okay.
Hold it!
I want to talk about fingerprints.
Objection!
Something you clearly don't have. If you did, you'd have made your move by now.
We do so have proof, right, Mr. Edgeworth?
You won't be given the chance to investigate any further. I'll have to work with what we've gathered. Think, Miles, think. Consider all the possibilities. If you've got the goods, it's now or never. How are we supposed to prove he switched the guns? Unfortunately, we don't have any direct evidence of his wrongdoing, but that in itself is proof of a kind.
Because otherwise, this reaction shouldn't line up like they do, right, sir?
Right. We must carefully consider and infer what we can about the evidence he brings up in his testimony. The truth is in there somewhere.
Objection!
Nope, here it is. I was right. It's gonna have fingerprints on the bullets. I have your proof. Right here. That's your proof? I think you've been working too hard, Edgeworth. Not the gun itself, the evidence it carries. Evidence that will prove once and for all that it does in fact belong to you. I'm looking forward to this. Go ahead, make your move. What's about to come into play? The rook? The bishop? Not a pawn, surely. The evidence the gun will provide takes the form of fingerprints. Fingerprints? And I mean your fingerprints, Mr. Knight.
Objection!
My prints? Pah! Of course my prints are on the gun. You handed it right to me when you gave up the evidence. How could they not be on there? What if I told you there are prints on the parts of the gun that you shouldn't have touched at any point? What? Where? You can't prove that. Oh, but I can. There's a place where your fingerprints could never have been left if things happened as you say. And which was the final piece of evidence that will bring our game to its rightful conclusion. Nope, not there. This one. Here, look closely at the cylinder, Detective.
2 bullets fired, but where are the prints we're looking for, sir?
Isn't it obvious? You did indeed switch the guns when I handed you the evidence, but if that were all you had done, able deception would have been easily detected, because the number of bullets fired by each gun was different.
There were 2 spent bullets in the gun we found.
Yeah, but what about Mr. Knight's gun? We know that he fired 2 bullets from the stage into the balloon. And he fired another bullet into Mr. Rook, ending his life. So 3 bullets in total, plus the few odd ones he let loose in shock during our little game. And after each shot, he reloaded his gun out of habit. With his bare hands, of course. Officer, where exactly were Mr. Knight's fingerprints found? The one you mentioned in your report. Sir, they were found on the exterior of the weapon, but also on the bullets themselves. I'm not sure they could have gotten there just from me handing you the evidence, Mr. Knight. That's... And there we have it. A proof that you did indeed switch the guns. This gun, the one which fired the bullet that killed Mr. Rook, is yours. And in taking his life, you are the true assassin. I didn't... Checkmate. No! No, 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 no! No! Ow, ow. Where's all this stuff coming from? Ow. That can't be good for his neck. I was going to be the new chief of security. That blasted Rook. If it hadn't been for him, I would have been in charge by now. I would have been in control of the whole team. My plan was perfect. The fake assassination was supposed to be flawless. Detective Gumshoe.
Right away, sir.
Curse you, Edgeworth! Our game isn't over yet. I'm afraid this is as far as we go for today. The next moves we play will be in the courtroom. But it's not fair! It's not fair.
March 25th, 5:12 p.m. Gordon Lake. Hey, Mr. President, maybe this is a good time for you to step down.
Mr. Edgeworth, I owe you a debt of gratitude. You exposed a murderer within the ranks of my own personal guard. I will not soon forget that. He's suddenly very presidential again now that we're back outside the plane. I saw it, you know, when I first proposed the fake assassination to him. You want me to handle it, not Rook? Rook refused, but I can rely on you, can't I? Of course, sir. You can count on me. I'll put together a plan that can't possibly fail. And he'll play his part like the pawn he is. The hatred in his eyes was plain to see. He despised poor Rook. I was not entirely comfortable about moving forward with Knight in charge of our little deception. And looking back, I think he cinched my discomfort. I can't help thinking I played a part in his decision in Rook's life. Mr. President, none of this would have happened if you hadn't plotted to fake an attempt on your life. That was your crime, and it is a crime you will have to live with. And you are right. I can only apologize for the part I played, and I will no doubt be made to pay for my actions in one way or another, but I thank you nonetheless. You solved the riddle of Rook's demise, and for that I shall be eternally grateful. I will be here in your country for a little while longer yet, but when I have returned home, perhaps you will visit us in Zhangfa. You will always be welcome.
Oh, thank you. Y'all don't know how grateful I am. All's well that ends well.
Miss Lloyd, the accusation of murder made against you was of course entirely groundless, but the fact remains that you were a willing participant in the staged assassination attempt. This will no doubt wish to speak to you about the matter. You should be aware that you may well be punished for your actions.
I know, and I'm awful sorry about everything, truly I am.
I understand your desire for a scoop, but there are limits.
There sure are. I got me some serious thinking to do. You did it, Mr. Edgeworth. That was something else. Local prosecutor solves assassination conundrum, earns eternal gratitude to president. How's that for a headline? Hey, there's my department. Mr. Prosecutor, how does it feel to solve such an important case? You must be over the moon.
She certainly doesn't stay down for long. No comments.
Dang, you're one tight-lipped son of a gun.
How's well I should be. This case is not over yet.
It isn't? How come, sir?
Because until we unravel the story behind this, the case will never be completely over.
Take that!
It's a killer's calling card.
Mr. the Killer has yet to complete his assignment.
You mean he might still try to murder the president?
I hope I'm wrong, but if I'm not, this could all blow up into something more sinister yet. As one would expect with the attempted assassination of a president, the case was all over the news, and my preparations for Mr. Knight's trial were constantly interrupted by requests from the press. Wasn't a person in the land who didn't know about the case. Everybody was talking about it. But in the midst of the frenzy that followed, nobody noticed that this was only the first move in a game far bigger than any of us could have imagined. Episode 1. The End. Turnabout Trigger completed. Thank you all so much for joining me for more Miles Edgeworth. I hope you're all excited and ready for however long it takes us to get through this game. Because it will. Oh, it surely will. But thank you all for joining me. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Let me see if there's anyone to raid. If I feel like doing a raid. Let's see here. Come on, combo options. Let's do. We have some options. Okay. Reminder: Saturday is going to be more Digimon. Sunday we're gonna continue Kinutsugami, Path of the Goddess. Beyond that, hope you all have a great rest of your week. Have a good... Sorry, I'm looking for... I'm thinking... A good rest of your week, a good rest of your night. Get some water, get some food, all that good stuff. Thank you, Monica, while I'm sitting here making decisions, and I should just make it faster. Let's do Madia. I think I spelled it right. There we go. Thank you all for joining me. I'll see you all later. Have a great night. Rest well, and I'll see you all on Saturday. Bye, y'all.